Good morning. Happy Friday, everyone. How's everybody doing today? It is the official beginning of our summer, and I am so excited. School is out finally. Hey, Colleen, Gary, Arctic, Teresa, Wandering Sub, Electro, Delete Stream, Gary, Heather, Jill, Thor, Broken Bougie, Heather Dawn, Rainbow Moms. Good to see everybody. I don't want to scroll up too far. How's everybody doing today? Hey, Jason. So, man, you miss a day on YouTube, you miss everything. Hey, Pincho, I'll tell you, you can't even take a day off. Hey, Nursery Naysayer. I heard we're not allowed to say Tony's name. So on the count of three, I want everybody to write Tony Mathis in the chat. Like, you can't stop people from saying your name. Hey, Wandering Sub, Naomi, Tropicana, Arctic, Doxy, Life and Laundry, Summy, Sunny, Motor City, Betty, Spudler, Trish. It's good to see everybody. Forever Army. I know, Heather. I know. That's right, Blue Bunker. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, TikTok Tony. Tony is lame. Tony Mathis. Tony the phony. Snark. Oh, well, we can say that all day, too. Hey, Pristine. KNS. Hello, Winnie. Just Amber. Good morning, Tessa. Guidance. Look at that, Tony. You can't stop them. You just can't stop them. It's a shame, but you can't. Is that, we'll just say TTT, right? I mean, you can't stop everybody from saying their name. That's ridiculous. Hey, Dress for Life. Reporting for duty, ma'am. Welcome, Savannah. Happy Friday. What does he think he can do, right, Just the Mom? I heard 50 cease and desist letters went out. Is that where the money that has been given to Seth, is that where it's going? Oh my goodness, Heather. It was so scary. It was the getting down part for me. Hey, Kelly. Tony Macaroni. I don't understand it. Like, is that where all the money's going? But it's Tony speaking with Seth. It's both of them. They're both doing it. And it's, part of me understands it, right? Like, I totally get where he's coming from, but what happened? You were on the train, Seth. You were choo-choo ahead. You loved it. You loved everybody going at Chris and Katie. You participated to this. You added to this. You were the reason this is where it's at. And now you want it to stop? Now you want it to stop because it's what? Because it's not going in your favor anymore? Because as we predicted with Chasen on panel over 2.5 months ago, that this would, be where this would end. And now all of a sudden you want it to stop? I'm not going to make a joke about hearing aids, Gary. Just exit and come back in. Hey, Kraken. Wanda, good morning. Rory, plus $5 each to mail certified. Sit down. That's 5. Add that up. You could have easily put that towards a reward fund. You could have put it towards the billboards. He's actually trying to silence people who have put towards billboards. Wasn't sent a letter or good morning, Mino, that dude. Everyone except Phony Tony. It is stupid. It really is. And it's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of energy. I don't think he's going to be able to get a lot of people to follow it. Let's go ahead and play this really quick. I wonder if Nancy Grace will get one. Yeah. I'm sure not the people he hired to speak for him. I'm sure none of them will be getting one. Unless, the ones that have since turned on him.
Who is reading the cease and desist letter.
I represent Mr. Potato Head. Please let this letter serve as
Mr. Potato Head. All right.
as a formal notice to cease and desist any and all activity of dissemination of information pertaining to Sebastian Rogers and
See, that's the part that bothers me, because you're saying you wanted people. Hey, Captain Obvious, me, Amberly. You know, this originally started with, oh, let's get Sebastian's name out there and the more attention to Sebastian. But then you're telling people, I'm wondering, I'm going to feel left out if we don't, Jason. I mean, you know, but then you're telling people not to use his name, not to, you know, put out information on him. What happened? What happened? Did people turn on you as expected? Congratulations, Roddy. I know how exciting that is. We are walking on Monday. He needs to carry his ass to search or go back to work. He does need to go back to work. He certainly does.
Or potato head. Specifically, I want you people out there to pay attention. Specifically, any and all information surrounding the disappearance and efforts to locate Sebastian.
You hear that? Do you hear that? The audacity.
Rogers.
So not just, cease and desist.
Right, not just don't speak on my name, don't speak on Tony's name. No. Don't speak on Sebastian. Well, I hate to break it to Seth, but Cluminati is friends with the Proudfoots, or friendly with. I shouldn't speak for her, but we know that she is in communications with them. And guess what, Seth? You don't have the power that you are seeking right now. Efforts to locate. Seth does not want her to even speak about the search for him. Well, that's good, because he's not searching. They said 50. 50 were sent out. His mom said they could use his name. Right, that's what I mean. It's just an absolute... Like, I could understand if he said, like, don't speak on me and, you know, stop with the allegations and blah, blah, blah. But that's not what he's saying. He's saying, don't even use my son's name. Don't speak on his disappearance, on his search efforts. Don't speak on Sebastian Rogers. And I think that's insane. So, and you know what's funny about that? I heard, here, let me play it for you. I heard Tony Phony last night say this. Give me just a second. Oh. All right, right here. Oh, I got to share the dang screen first. Apologies. Everyone was, what did I say? Everyone's money was just fine to Seth. He really don't seem to care if his son is found. This disgusting father would destroy his own son's case out of enviness. Well, he's done that from the beginning. Seth and Tony at the hour 38 when he's blowing his nose sounds like someone's... I heard that. Well, I didn't actually hear it. I've seen people say it. I shouldn't say I heard it, because I didn't. Listen to what Tony says here.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's never bothered me, but it's still appreciated.
Right. Absolutely.
And you know, it takes more than just a couple of groups. It takes everybody in the panels. It takes everybody in the comments. It takes a village to do right. It takes a village to do wrong.
It takes a village to do right. Takes a village to do wrong. Are you part of that village, Tony, to do wrong? What could that village to do wrong be? I don't know. Did you guys hear of Dolly the other day? Dolly, sit the fuck down, okay? Jason, I wish you could come up. How many people have come at us for saying what we were saying about Seth, right? And all the people that were going live and they were defending Seth and they were going at the Proudfoots. And now Dolly comes up like he's, you know, the smartest man on the earth and says, well, you know, Seth's a correctional officer. What if he got an inmate to... Shut up, Dolly. Shut up. You sat over there and you loved all the attention you were getting from Seth Rogers coming on your panels. You were loving all the attention you were getting with him in your chat. And now that he's no longer doing that, now you want to look at it objectively? Now you're not Team Seth Rogers?
Yeah.
That's right.
How's Seth today, Tony?
Not many chaos.
You know, he had a pretty bad morning this morning. He didn't sleep well last night, but he slept most of the day. And when I talked to him tonight, he was joking and carrying on. You know, when we get on the phone as a group, he enjoys that because he doesn't. You know, one of our teammates is.
Because what? Because he doesn't have the YouTube panels to do it anymore? Because people aren't welcome him up to sit there and make his little perverted jokes and joke about jerseys, and so he's no longer able to do that, so now he enjoys doing it on the phone. One person can do a whole lot of wrong. I believe Ro just saying he sounds stupid. He does sound stupid. He always sounds stupid. You know, it takes yep, you picked up on that.
He doesn't really have any teammates that live in the town that he lives in, so.
Why not? What happened to them all? That's right. He chased them all away.
You know, when we get on the phone together, he enjoys that.
Not yet, Thor?
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of
Excuse
people
me.
haven't seen it, but he's, you know, they've seen sad and they've seen mad, but he's got a pretty cool personality. I mean, he's definitely, you know, he's a funny guy. He's got a sense of humor. I mean, you know.
Yeah, he has a very perverted sense of humor. He slept all day. They seen him sad. They seen him mad. But, you know, yeah, he's got no local teams. Why not? Why not? He chased them all away.
They can get, if we can
Morning,
get that
Chris.
out of him, I mean, he's a very cool guy.
If we can get that out of
Yeah,
him,
he's
put a 1 in the chat if you've seen over the past 3 months Seth Rogers sitting on panels being all jokesy and laughing and having a grand old time, right, with his bros. Love you, bro. You're my brother. Love you, Smiley. We've seen that, Tony. We've seen that. I know you haven't been around long, but we've certainly seen that. We've seen enough of that, actually. And then the same people that would host him to do these things were the same ones that tore the Proudfoots apart for going on and doing similar on Queens.
just broken right now. He just wants Sebastian back.
And you know what? With utmost respect, why do we need to see Seth in any type of way? It ain't even about Seth. Because again, you care more about what the public thinks of you than where your son is. I don't give a shit to see Seth up there laughing and being jokesy and being a funny ha-ha guy. I don't give a shit for that. Tell us about Sebastian.
Yeah, absolutely.
This was the most professional panel. I've never seen a panel have 6 people on it and have so much dead air.
I couldn't imagine going through what he's going through. I would be a mess right now.
You got the Whispering Bandit. I didn't know what she's talking about. This other guy acts like Delta. He acts like he's like retired law enforcement, but he says the most asinine things I've ever heard. You got Tony the phony who sits up till, you know, past midnight. And then, you know, that's probably why Steph's up sleeping all day, because he's up all night too.
He's what you would expect a father to be that loves his child that's missing. I mean, he's definitely an emotional guy.
Absolutely.
Granny Dally said KP is still his number 1 suspect, that he was just throwing out a theory is all. Right, because content's drying up. Cat Ritter, with respect, Dolly sees that the tides are turning on Seth as well, but he's created a Seth cuddle bash over there, so he has to slowly do it. As a creator, I know exactly what Dolly's doing. So yeah, he'll say like, well, no, calm down, chat. I still think Katie's number 1 suspect. I'm just throwing a theory out. That's all. Just a theory. Just a theory, when the chat's not agreeing with him. If the chat was like, oh yeah, fuck Seth, he'd be like, yeah, I knew it all along. That guy was shady. I'm telling you. I bet his job let him go. Seth's probably too embarrassed to apply for jobs because working at jail is probably the best job he's ever had, thanks to Chris. Oh, slowly but surely, Jason. They're all slowly but surely making their turns. It's exactly what he did, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, Natalie. Seth is broken. DV is an idiot. Seth has never had this much tension and coddling in his life. He's loving it. Jason. What were we, 2 weeks in? We'll never get the credit, though. That's okay. We know it. The chat knows it.
Look what he's got to hold back. You know, I mean, it takes a lot.
Yeah.
This is the professional. Look, 6 people on a panel. Have you ever in your life heard so much dead silence with 6 people? Are they okay? You guys still there? Hello? Oh, somebody's breathing. Thank goodness for the baby running the show.
Did he just say what I thought he said?
He said, how cool.
Oh. I thought he said something else.
You guys all tuning in for this? It really keeps you awake. I mean, they're so, you know. This sounds like the most boring. It was unbelievable to even get through. It was like, of course that's not what, it was a joke, Tessa. Come on. It was a joke. No, Seth loved the power. He had to make the internet abuse. Katie make him look like parent of the year. Absolutely. Absolutely.
No.
Like, what?
How cool.
This is what the whole stream was. This is what Tony says
How
on.
cool. Thank you.
When
He
does
was
he
screaming into a toilet paper holder earlier, so I had to mute because it was really loud.
They are
Mm.
absolutely
Oh,
searching.
damn.
When does what get to us?
When does he go back home?
She texted me that she should be here between 10 and 10:15.
Okay.
Apparently they
Isn't this riveting content? It's like, wow, so much information is being given. And oh, I was going to say, because I was totally joking with Chasen, like we knew this was coming. We definitely called this weeks ago. We knew this was coming because there's a playbook, right? It's not like we're not psychics, you know. We don't have crystal balls. It's just this is absolutely the way it goes. This is a handbook to it. Not defending the channel, just relaying what he said. We all have been coming up with theories. Some are way out there, like the Amish have him, alien abduction. And that's what I want to know. Why is Chris so nice, Seth? Why not many pics of Sebastian? Why no proof of him anywhere? If this is all a big scam, is that why Chris said this will go down in records? Or flyers real? I think that's a little too far, but I get where you're going. But come back up with us just a little bit. Come out of the hole just a little bit. Meet us up a little bit higher. How's the TikTok stuff helping Sebastian? Well, I guess the fact that it's Sebastian's army, because that's the only thing pertaining to Sebastian in this, is the name. Absolutely only thing.
took a wrong turn and ended up going out of the way, so it took them longer.
Whoops.
You gotta send me a recording of that voice, and then I can make a picture of Biden giving a speech and put that voice.
Yeah.
Hey, Goody.
Yes.
Good day,
We
Capital.
have to do that.
That'd be great.
This is all about
Please take
Sebastian over here, guys.
Thank you.
It's the army. It's the army.
He has been wide open this whole time.
Gary Giller.
Listen, as much as I love the sound of babies and the gaga and gooing and all that, as adorable as I think it all is, I do not want to tune into an adult conversation about a missing child and hear somebody's baby. And that's no disrespect to the woman, she's the grandmother, she's proud of the baby. I understand that. But for me, it was kind of like, can you mute your mic when you're not talking type of thing? I mean, there's not much conversation going on. So I guess, thank goodness, the baby held down the conversation. But at the same time, it's like, you know.
Gilly's comment.
Yeah, she whispers, the baby's loud, Tony's over here, the fake retired Ellie.
Sherry Gilly.
Exactly. If this topic isn't pertaining to Sebastian, then get off that account. I couldn't agree more, Tessa. I don't know. I couldn't figure it out. I don't know how TikTok works. Somebody's grandbaby. I know that.
I mean, we don't know. I mean, she couldn't do that in any kind of legal facility. not without Seth's consent, you know, and he would have never agreed to that. So anything like that would have had to have been done in a private manner.
I understand the question though, because of, you know, him not being told things, and then
Right.
CPS not reaching out to him. And
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, was Sebastian's mom had put him in a private school for autistic children and signed papers privately? That's the question. That is the question. Good morning, see something. The Proudfoot haters twisted what he said about that and life going on no matter how this case turns out. Looks like Bevy is the only one with a living brain in the set. Bullherp Sweaty is saying truth not feelings to CP. What a shameful and disgusting person she is. They've been on the same panel together, you moron. I just saw you over in another chat, KCG.
it doesn't seem like anything really went the legal way to begin with.
Anything really went the legal way to begin with. Okay. What does that mean?
That's why I didn't say no, it's not possible. You know, I mean,
This is
because
so silly. You guys are silly.
it's been pretty sketchy. So
Tony Mathis, Tony Mathis, Tony Mathis. You guys learning a lot about Sebastian yet?
oh, okay, Beverly.
I was just spying. Nothing extra to say to it, just that I saw you. Betty.
Right. I mean, we're thinking something along those lines
You're not a moron. Why would you be a
may have
moron?
happened, but
Are you up on this panel up here? I don't know. I don't think you're a moron. Hey, Wah. Live on the screen we were watching is boring. Is anyone even talking? Right. No, they're not. But there does come a little part, just one little part to hear.
I just wish we had answers.
Exactly. It's been way too long.
We got the whisper in and
Yeah, like I said, now we just gotta let it run its course right now.
gotta let it run its course. This is the retired, law enforcement here. Good morning, SoFlo. Two old crows.
Yep.
I mean, they're like, are these people even awake? Go to bed. You're putting the audience to bed. Go to bed. You think that sounds like Katie? No, I doubt that's Katie up there. Seth
You're
wasn't paid
probably
child
right.
support. I mean, at least get off of this account here, Tony.
Well, yeah, that's coming out illegal. Oh, that's a gimme. I mean, we already know about that right now. No matter what the outcome is, we already know.
Yeah.
What does that even mean? No matter what the outcome is, we already know.
Somebody's getting. I'll tell you, one way or another, somebody's getting charged in this situation.
Good job, moderators.
There's Tony. He's woken up. Good job. What? You guys awake again?
Did I miss something?
Hello.
No, careful. No, you didn't miss anything.
Right, keeping the narrative, Jason. That's it. That's the only time he spoke it up. Retired attorney. He needs to stay retired. This is the
I'm
most.
trying my best to keep up with the comments, but I'm also having to keep an eye on my grandson.
Let me tell you guys something. The comments aren't moving. The comments aren't moving any more than the conversation is. There is no way they're having a hard time keeping up with comments. They're barely moving, like at all. There's 6 of you. And all we hear is dead silence and a baby every now and then. What is even going on here? This is so disrespectful to be under Sebastian's army and not be speaking about Sebastian. Tony is using Sebastian's name the same way I feel his father is, which is for attention. Get the hell off that account, Tony. See how many people want you as Tony Mathis, okay?
Yeah.
Now we got the dog,
Yeah,
we got
at
the
this point,
baby.
it's-
I keep talking with my thing muted. I've been saying that I'm watching the door, so do what you got to do.
I don't want to put you all to sleep, so I'm going to keep trying to talk, but holy hell. What is this?
Is that what we call it when new people come in, is the door?
Yeah.
Boy, Shane and Delta, I can't keep up with this terminology.
Neither can I.
What is going on?
Neither can I.
I can't keep up with this terminology. They're all laughing. Bless them all, Wandering Sub. Bless them all. I mean, if you ever want to go to sleep.
Cajun, somebody's asking if there's any searches going on anytime soon.
Listen to this. Any
Um,
searches?
There are searches going on every day.
Oh, where?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, says Tony. Where, Tony? Where?
I think the real heroes out there are the ones that are searching every day that nobody knows about.
Right.
Right. Well, and sadly, most of them have had to do it privately because of all the threats and stuff that have been made.
Now, listen to that, right? Most of the searchers had to do it privately because of all the threats and stuff that were made. But these are the same morons that will scream out that the Proudfoots aren't searching, right? Who in the past 3 months have gotten more threats than anybody? The Proudfoots and those who supported them. Nobody was threatening just random searchers and Seth's team and all of that. None of that was happening. The tides recently turned.
Exactly.
Now, let me ask you,
Hi, Becky.
who's making these threats?
Well, I can tell you that nobody that's been threatening, nobody that's been searching anywhere with permission to do so on a piece of private property, nobody's been threatened.
Now, didn't Tony just get done saying that people were being threatened? And now he's going to say nobody's being threatened. So who's making the threats?
And a lot of the people have chosen to just be private because they're not looking for credit. They just go search.
Okay. Because I hear,
Hi, Becky.
You know, the whole threats thing. How you doing, Becky? The whole threat thing was kind of blown out of proportion. I think the Cajun Navy came down there and kind of got run off, but you know, the people that got run off were searching private property without permission.
Oh, that's
okay.
interesting.
So
That wouldn't-
Yeah, but they turned it into making it sound like a threat. So everyone thinks that there's threats being made and it's scaring people.
right, and it's basically just a trespass thing.
Yeah.
So it was only a trespassing thing. It was never really threats. But we just heard the same panel up here say that people couldn't search because they were being threatened. So which one is it, panel? Did you speak together before you say what you say? Because you're all saying something different.
Right.
It is, but
Hey,
you know, when you
Snowflakes.
start hearing to Jen's point, when you start hearing about, you know, people being threatened, and you start
Listen.
going down all these rabbit.
We can't even hear what Tony's saying because we hear a baby in the background. Like, what is even happening here?
You know, people being threatened, and you start going down all these rabbit holes. You know.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. That's what I'm saying. What's going on with these threats that I've been hearing? It's like it doesn't make any sense.
Right.
It's like who's threatening them?
Yeah.
You all
Yeah, I
just
should have
never
worded it
understood.
differently when I said that.
I never understood.
oh, what? Because now you're all on a different page. So now you should have worded it differently. Like you all just got done saying the same. The baby is so distracting. Again, I enjoy hearing babies and all those things, but really, can we just maybe, I don't know. Oh, damn, mouse ain't working again. Whatever.
Still to be there.
Now, there were some content creators that got run out of there, but they were being messy.
What content creators got ran out of there that were being messy? Oh, JLR and Dolly? They're the only two content creators I know of that got ran out of there and allegedly were being messy. Well, that's Seth's team, Tony. Seth asked them to be there.
Right.
These are Tony's friends. It's the only way Tony can have friends is under Sebastian's name.
You talking about where you said beyond the pond, there's a long drop?
I don't think she was chased out, though. I think she left on her own.
Yeah, I saw that one too. There's a ravine.
Look at these comments. Look. Oh my God. Finally, she mutes her mic. I mean, holy hell.
Yeah, and that's the sad thing about when people start doing it just for likes and clicks and
Right.
recognition. To me, that
And what are you doing, Delta? What are you doing? Oh, I thought Dolly did that whole thing. Like Cajun Navy told me I couldn't search, and then he hoped they died, and the boat flipped over, and all that weird shit. Anybody remember that? I don't even think Steph's on this panel.
that's just pathetic.
It's just pathetic.
Absolutely.
Right.
Oh, she's back.
And just to be clear, we're not talking about on this platform.
Oh, the TikTokers were okay. Just
Right.
just the
The
YouTubers.
truth is, nobody's making any real money on TikTok. Not in the true crime community anyway.
People aren't making money on TikTok. Why is that, Tony? Who even talked about money? I thought it was about clicks and views. Now you're talking about money. I was for Seth for 3 weeks. I donated to the GoFundMe, but I misunderstood it as I thought it was to help find his son, not to pay his bills. He would have been due wages still at the time of GoFundMe. He would have, just me. Real money. You don't make real money over there.
That's
I'm
a
not.
good question. I
It
don't
ain't the
know.
baby's fault.
I'm not sure about that, Mama Bear.
Are you guys sure about anything?
Has that been released? The dispatch audio?
Now, all right. So here's the question this person writes over in the chat. Was listening to dispatch audio. Does Sebastian have a purple hoodie? And Sebastian's army over here doesn't know the fucking answer. This is Sebastian's army, and they don't know the answer. Let me ask him if he got one. I don't know. They don't know the answer. And then you got Delta saying, the dispatch audio, was that released? I don't know, Mr. Sebastian's army. You don't know if the dispatch was released yet?
Yes.
It has. I never-
Yes. The
They-
first
they know
11
nothing.
hours are out there
They know nothing.
of the dispatch calls. That was released early on.
I've never heard.
Oh, okay. I'll have to send you the link for it.
The Australian army. I was just watching a video. I don't know why News Nation put it out there, but this attorney from Florida came up and she said we're like Australia. We're the land of the convicts, and that the comments were going nuts. They really didn't like it. I thought it was a funny joke because Florida is full of hysterical crimes, horrible crimes as well, but some are hysterical. The baby's the only one over there is intelligent. Bless the baby's heart. It's a shame the baby can't just get a little, little attention. Good morning, Kasia Mama.
Good night.
What I want to know is why the merch says justice for Sebastian. Justice. Of course not crimeology. Of course not. Justice. Hey, Zane.
Good night.
Good night, guys.
We know that JLR's channel, Dolly's channel, Terry's channel, and what's his name? T-Rev. We know all of them were dropping Seth Rogers' Cash App. T-Rev came in the other day and said, we dropped and pushed his Cash App and his GoFundMe to his requests. He asked us to do that, and the guy's never even given us a thank you. Feel how you feel about T-Rev. That is facts. Like, how, you know what I mean? Everybody's dropping his Cash App. He's asking these creators to do that. What father of a missing child, before going on panels, says, hey, can you drop my Cash App and GoFundMe? Right, justice. That one of my favorite movies is Poetic Justice. And the Cash App isn't in his name. Justice for Sebastian. They were dropping it all the time. Mm-hmm. Well, you know
I do
what?
know that in that dispatch call, there was another
To be honest, Wanda, I'll be honest with you. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. But the fact of the matter is, somebody's willing to drop somebody else's cash app. I don't think it's all about money for them. Welcome, Glitter and Gloss. Thank you for becoming a member. I will say, though, I personally can't stand when a creator has their payment options scrolling across the top. That's just me personally. Each their own when it comes to that, though. Thank you so much for becoming a member, Glitter and Gloss. Good to see you again. Hasn't been for over a month. Fact.
Boy that they saw, and then the first officer that saw him just made a quick description and had not made contact with him, but then another one later on did and said that it was not Sebastian. So that might be the one you're talking about.
What? I gotta go look, see if that girl Victoria shit his picture in Alaska. Shit his picture in Alaska. Okay. This is interesting. I didn't know this, Tina. And got a Venmo so people overseas could donate. Very interesting. Right. How's a Cash App? And what is this money that he's received so far? What is it going to? Thank you, Kalina. I'll tell you what it's going to. Cease and desist now. That's what it's going to. Ma'am, could you please? Like, it's not like this. It's not like this lady's engaged in like this riveting content, this content that's so like important. You know what I mean? Like, I can understand if you're in the middle of like this really serious, deep conversation and it'd be disrespectful to interrupt and, you know, but you're not. So mute your mic, take care of the business, and then come back. Money for interviews is not new because his Cash App has been dropped since the beginning. Yep, Kiko, and now we're finding out he was asking them to drop it. He was asking creators to drop his payments. You're right, Jason. The baby is bringing some life, but
Oh yeah,
100K?
and this is literally if he's not asleep, this is what he's doing.
Well, then put him to sleep,
Nonstop.
ma'am.
We just bottle up some of you for me,
I would be a billionaire if I could figure out how to do it.
right?
What is
Or-
that?
Who is that?
Oh, yeah. Do y'all think Seth has made over 100K? Well, Capital K Productions, that's really sweet, but I have to disagree. But I do appreciate it. Thank you. I don't know if I think he's made over 100K. I don't know. What do we got? 26K for the GoFundMe. Why was he standing in front of his mother that way? That's what I said. Even like everybody's lined up on the bridge and he has to step out so that he's, you know, like standing out. Like he has to be front and center. Exactly. It's not the baby's fault. I'm sure the baby's adorable and all the things and, you know, but come on. Now, if we add in his PTO, you guys think over 50K? 50K would be your guess? Profo's not searching. When Seth doesn't search anymore, he spends his time on YouTube. Fact. And that's been like that for months. We've been saying that. It's insane.
Hi, little man.
He knew about the C&D. He thinks it's funny. That made so rate. He has made so much of kisses Seth's ass out here on these streets.
Is that a ball that Luna busted it? And so he's just playing with it and he's putting it on his head like it's a hat. It's a hat. Did Luna take your hat?
Oh, Luna took the baby's
How old is
hat.
Tina?
Give it back,
Yeah,
Luna.
She's got the hat. She's running with it. No.
Sebastian's Army, y'all. Sebastian's Army. Someone wanted their money refunded from the GoFundMe. His sister had a not so nice reply. That was a while back also. I heard between GoFundMe, Cash App, PayPal, Seth has made over 100K.
Yeah, we don't know that.
Over 100K. This is serious right now. This is great. Damn it, Luna, give the hat back.
I'm not sure, Val. I don't know where he searched.
So the question was, where does Steven search today? What the hell is this? What is
Thank you,
any of
Beverly.
this?
Happy birthday. Thank you always do that. Happy birthday.
What
It's
is
not
going
your
on?
birthday.
So that I mean, that's pretty much what they do at night, right? This is pretty much it. This is the good morning, Maya. This is the riveting content of Sebastian's Army over there, where they give out so much information and we get to hear all about Sebastian and what Tony's doing to help and what Seth is up to. And, you know, you get to hear all the things. Seth is a glutton in every way. He will implode. The sickness, Seth and Tony are only interested in money that Seth and Tony can get. Fella Nina Glass isn't coming because the judge got wind of her scamming for money. Is that what happened, Kenna? I was wondering what happened to Nina. Exactly. Any monies he's received should have been given to those who were searching, not for his personal gain. Why aren't law enforcement asking him, what the hell are you doing? He was telling people to donate to his Cash App and not to the GoFundMe. Is the kid the only one awake? No one is talking. I know. It's unbelievable the amount of silence that was on the panel for 6 people. The baby is the host. I think that is it right there, Emilio. I think you're right. I really question the amount of LE that responded so quickly. So many and so many agencies. It's where FBI and Secret Service go door to door. I think this is a lot deeper than we think. Was it the Secret Service and FBI going door to door, or was it local LE? The Cash App's in his sister's name. She has to pay taxes on that. Anything over, I mean, you have to pay taxes on Cash App. A lot of people try not to, but it will catch up to you, believe me. I mean, it really is cute, but I'm here to hear from Sebastian's Army.
Nini's birthday. And
we got it.
yeah, because his mama thinks that he's gonna sleep all the way home tomorrow, so he can sleep on
The sugar cookies.
We know all about K-Jen and her grandbaby and the grandbaby schedule there and the mama and the What is going on? Like, why are we under Sebastian's Army, Tony Mathis? Why are you under Sebastian's Army and not speaking about Sebastian? Is that the only, do you guys think that's the only way Tony gets invited to these panels? By like pretending it's for Sebastian is the only reason people want him? His family members, what makes him think he can get custody of his daughter? Tracy Hicks, there's no facts to back that up. I don't even know where that came from. People just pulled that out of their ass. Whose baby is that? That would be K-Jen's grandchild. Well, I don't need to know all about this baby. I'm here to hear about Sebastian. I'm not here to hear about her grandchild. Bless his heart. I bet she's adorable. But that's not what we're tuning in for. Hey, Just Breathe. Don't think Cash App is it the GoFundMe money is his sister name. Why have his sister come out and speak? All I know is that we start crying, my dog starts growling. I don't know exactly what time it was, but I did make the comment. Is this chat about Sebastian? They said that it was. I'm not hearing anything about him.
Don't have any new information. So we just talk about whatever, and then when someone asks a question, we try to answer it the best we can.
But yeah, you all.
A Hershey bar.
I just scared my cat. My cat's sitting in my face, and when I went to talk, she jumped. Hey, Scott. But yet you all don't even know that well, okay. You don't even know if he was wearing purple. Right, the mama. What is going on here? So you want your kid found, but you send out C&Ds and someone trying to help find him. Yep, that makes sense. If he's found, the grift goes away. I am wondering how many, if all sides and all family, have been interviewed. They've all been interviewed. Chris has come out and said that his relatives have been interviewed, some more than once. Their houses have been searched. Now, the only one whose family hasn't been really spoken about much, aside from Robin, which is Steph's mother, we don't hear much of anything about Steph's family. We hear nothing about Steph's personal life, not the way we have about Chris. I've seen people over in another chat asking, where's all Chris's ex-wives? Why aren't they coming forward? Hell, would you? Would you come forward? This place is a cesspool. I don't know, the mama. I honestly don't. Me personally, I think that Sebastian walked out on his own. But I do think Seth has enjoyed the attention, the women, the money. I think he's enjoyed all of it. So let me pull this up for you because obviously this gets nowhere. Yet they actually make a joke that Kayla says she'll donate a Hershey bar. Like, what do you think? You're fucking funny? You got jokes? A Hershey bar? Let me show you that really quick. Look at this right here. Kayla says she'll donate a Hershey bar. Kayla says she'll donate a Hershey bar. Kayla, keep your fucking Hershey bar, bitch. Kayla's going to donate a Hershey bar. A chocolate bar. Like, they got jokes over there. Sebastian's army got jokes. You guys are funny over there. A fucking Hershey bar. Like, this is his team now. This is Tony. This is his crew. This is Seth's people right here. Monstrosity. He only went to high school for the sole purpose of the Smiley interview. I agree. And I think they set that up in advance. I don't think Smiley was involved in it like others do, but I do think that was set up between like the weird accounts going around saying they'd be on Smiley's later and, you know, and then them coming up and being like, oh, we don't know. That wasn't us. All of a sudden you got 3,000 people in here when I'm going to blame Trevor Lee for releasing a phone call that he didn't release, blackmailed him for days in advance. That's what Seth Rogers is doing behind the scenes. He is blackmailing people. Tony Mathis telling people, I got people's records. Ain't nobody worried about, we got your record too, Tony. Nobody's worried about that. But what this is the type of things they're doing. Instead of looking for Sebastian, they're setting up rumors, they're blackmailing, they're seeking out creators' records. What are you doing? From the local news station. Personally, as I'm in the UK, it didn't bother me. From the local news station. Wow. That's interesting. Seth Fake says, I know I'm not live yet. Asking smart comments. Yep. It was fake. It was a setup. Smiley didn't know. Seth was surprised that Trevor Lee was there. I keep getting some Queenie After Dark person my suggestions at night. Does anyone know who that is? She was talking about Sebastian recently. The way Seth is so stuck on the February 26th divorce and the missing date, February 26th, 8 years later. Yes, he sent out cease and desist. Cluminati got one. Apparently, he sent out 50 in total. I think Michaela received one, but not T-Rev. I'm not sure if JLR got one. Right. Don't forget that either. I have no idea Mr. Tomato Head, but it worked out in her benefit for sure. All right, so let me pull this up. So I didn't watch all of this because I was confused by it, but I do know that this is an older interview that was replayed. It's from 4/24. This is going to be Seth Rogers' mom.
The UK, we've got in as a lot of dirt. Las Vegas, we've got a call from
Robin.
Woo! Robin coming in hot as the first caller.
I saw my name. I'm in the house. Jay's.
I saw my name. I'm in the house. Okay, Granny Robin. Come on up. What you got to say, Robin? Huh. Let's not forget that this grandmother taking this phone call right now, no disrespect to Jay at all, is also the same grandmother that claims that boy came to her and told her that he was being abused and she kept this secret. I'll be damned. I'll be damned. There's something you as parents, we always tell our kids, right? I mean, maybe you don't, but I did. There are secrets you keep and there are secrets you don't. There are some secrets that have to be told. The fact that a grandmother would allegedly keep a secret of abuse.
Justice Junkie, I'm here.
Yay! Everybody in
Justice Junkie. She's there.
Discord was like, I hope Robin comes back. So what's up? How are you? How's your week going?
I'm good. You know, I've had my eye twitching a little bit too since Monday. I'm ready for takeoff.
What does that even mean? I'm good. My eyes twitching a little bit. Since Monday, I'm ready for takeoff. What does that even mean? This was on April 24th. Okay, April 24th.
Been listening.
No, I have. I got a little extra grind with a couple of subjects if you want to talk about it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So clear this up for me. This essay that happened to Sebastian, has it not been stated that this kid was 7 or 8 years old when this happened?
Yes.
Okay. Bear with me and follow me with this.
Mm-hmm.
So if he was 7 or 8 years old, that means that had to happen.
Is it just me or is she hard to understand? Hey, Stephanie, good morning. Everyone is a mandated reporter. April 24th. That's really Robin. Mm-hmm. Hey, Holly, good morning. That silly little laugh. This is Seth Rogers' mom. Yes, it is.
Around when? 2016? I mean, can we be in agreement on that? Since he just turned 15 in December of last year?
Yep.
Okay. So 2016. Now, I listened to Nina's interview. And all she had to say was her ordeal with Twinkle Toes, okay?
Twinkle Toes. Welcome, Jody. Welcome to the chat. I'm glad you were able to catch us. Twinkle Toes. Twinkle Toes. Why are you referring to Chris Proudfoot as Twinkle Toes? Right, Beachy Keen. This kid. Yep. I love Kendrick Lamar. Not Jake, though. He's a little weird for me. How do we know it's his mom? She's acting like she doesn't know what's going on. Oh, it's his mom. It's his mom. You'll see. Please tell me anyone. No one has been charged. Nobody has been charged. No. 27 years in Kentucky and learning to understand the locals. I can only understand Kentucky accent. Excuse me. I believe Jay said that she was calling in from Vegas. Am I wrong in that? I don't remember.
So
Hey,
Faith
Effie.
was 6 years old when she did that, which I'm assuming has been in the last month or two. So if this kid is 6 years old, that means she was born in 2017.
She does have like doesn't she have like she reminds me of like a Jersey accent. Does Seth work? No, he's currently not working, Prezi. He's currently not working. Wisconsin, she's from Texas. Same Gray, love Kendrick, but heck no to Drake.
Which means Nina was pregnant in 2016.
Not Jersey, I don't know. I'm not good with accents at all.
Happened under Katie and Chris's roof.
Hey, Josie Joe.
That math ain't mathing with me.
Listen to that, the way she said roof.
Chris's roof.
Roof. Where is that from? She ain't from Texas. You're here in Michigan, Midwest. I don't know. I'm not good with accents. It's not the mother? Rough. So this isn't Steph's mom. I'm hearing a little bit of Jersey, but I don't know. Hey, Anne-Marie.
That math ain't mathing with me. Because
You're
he
right.
was 8 in 2016.
Oh, you got me, Jay. Are you here, Jay? So this is not Seth Rogers' mom. I fell for it. It's a different Robin, not Seth's mom. Thank you, Stormy. Thank you. That clarifies the accent then. Okay. It's definitely not. Okay. And you know what else that reminds me of? Betty. Not because Jay didn't do this. This was my misunderstanding, not Jay. But Betty had the biggest clickbait again. All right. So this is just a regular call-in, regular member. My apologies. This is not This is not Steph's mother. Okay. That now makes a lot of sense. But I was wondering, right? I was wondering why it was kind of re-uploaded then, if I'm being, okay. All right.
So make it make sense.
Well, didn't we have the court document?
Well, now we made it make sense because you're not his mother. So you kind of just threw me off there. Edith Bunker. Oh, okay. Roof. Over roof as Western Part of the United States, according to Google. Not his mother at all. Right. Okay. Yeah, it does sound like somebody trolling, but Edith Bunker. Man, if they made shows like they used to, I'm telling you, they can't, though. I take it back as well. You were told Seth returned to work last week. I think you were told incorrectly. Seth did not return to work. He did not. He should. It'd be good for him, but he hasn't. Apparently, she calls in a lot. Okay, now that makes a lot more sense. Now I did want to show you guys this, since that kind of threw that off. So that wasn't his mother. It changes the whole thing for me. Check this out. 50 cease and desist letters were sent out. One creator read hers aloud last night, and it says she could no longer speak Seth's name. Also, she is prohibited from speaking of anything related to the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers or reporting updates because she did not have the father, Seth's, permission. He will press legal action if she does. Well, too bad for him, since he isn't the only parent, and his creator received oral and written permission long ago to report on Sebastian from his other parent. Now, do we need written permission to speak? Good morning, True Texan. Yes, Cluminati does have 22 digital billboards across multiple states showing Sebastian missing. She has given out bracelets. She's done a lot to help. So what does Seth do with all the money he received and is still receiving? Everyone is now seeing Seth in a different light, speaking up on the things he has done or is still doing wrong. Someone got too close to the truth of what happened to Sebastian, so he wants everyone to stop talking, report, and searching for him. Do you guys agree with that? No, not Baltimore. We don't need permission, right? We don't. Okay. Do you guys agree that Seth, do you think it's that Seth doesn't like how close people are getting, or do you think it's just that the tides have turned on him? He's going to use everyone's PTO. Could you imagine being his co-worker and him doing that? Could you even imagine? I'd be pissed. Mm-mm-mm. 101 days. I would be absolutely angry if I gave him, the tides have turned, right? I think it's more the tides have turned too. If I was one of his coworkers and I gave this man my PTO so he could look for his son, and then he came out here and he raised all this money and he wasn't actually looking, and then he's using the money to send out C&Ds, and I'd be pissed, and telling people to stop searching. Stop searching. Stop searching. How many times now? Oh, listen to the pretty birds. Have we heard Seth tell people to stop searching? Don't use my name. Don't use my son's name. Stop searching. Hey, Jason.
How are you?
Pretty good. The birds sound really pretty.
There's a million of them.
Listen, it's better than a baby crying. I'm sorry.
Well, this is true.
So,
the cease
what
and
do you
desist
think
means
about this?
nothing except if you continue, we can sue you. And her big mistake was reading that aloud, admitting she got it, right? So, because if Seth sees what she's doing as slander or libel, then they can sue. Whether a judge will hear it or not, I don't know. And one of the things they'll ask is, was she forewarned not to do that? You know, not to be doing this type of thing. And she read the cease and desist aloud. So it'll say, well, you had fair warning that they told you, stop slandering him, stop discussing this. She can still talk about Sebastian's case, of course, but the only legal action that he could take against her would be slanderous, libel, you know, causing distress, in a case where his son is missing, that type of thing. I mean, you can turn it the same way for what people have done to Chris and Katie. If you look at it that way and pick a creator who's done this to
Right.
them, they send a cease and desist out and say, we want you to stop talking about us. You know, you're causing us more stress here while our son is missing. They read it aloud. Then they keep accusing them of all these things and talking bad. You then take them to court and say, you know,
Well,
this
here's the
and this
thing.
happened.
It actually didn't mention, like, don't talk about me, Seth Rogers. It actually said, don't speak about Sebastian, his disappearance, or the search efforts. It said, don't speak about Sebastian. I
See,
don't
I
know if
didn't
he'd
even
have legal
hear it.
stand-in for
I
that.
didn't hear. I was so far behind.
Let me play it again for you really quick. Do this one. Okay.
From saying negative things. Friday, the 7th of June. And I did say at the end of my Rex Homan live stream yesterday that there wouldn't be a video on this channel. But here I am, because I've got things to say. I can't hold this in. I cannot hold this in. This is disgusting.
Sorry, I clicked the wrong one.
Represent Mr. Potato Head. Please let this letter serve as a formal notice to cease and desist any and all activity of dissemination of information pertaining to Sebastian Rogers and or Potato Head. Specifically, I want you people out there to pay attention. Specifically, any and all information surrounding the disappearance and efforts to locate Sebastian Rogers.
So not just.
Does that change anything for you, or you still feel how you feel?
That part, sure. Yeah. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
She can speak on his case on what we know to be factual. There's no
Right.
law against those things, but we have seen lawsuits like Christian Andreacchio's mother Ray suing
Critical K.
Critical K, right? We've
That's right.
seen others where YouTubers are suing each other. Where Kylie Rodney's parents went after Ryan Upchurch. So this is becoming a thing.
The Rushek's going after Armchair Detective.
Exactly, the Rusheks, exactly. Yep. So this does happen when the parent is attacked. They can take action. You know, are they gonna? Usually, it's not so fast, but because he has Tony, who seems, you know, like he probably is the one who put all this into play. Do I think that Seth would have done this on his own? No, but because he has Tony.
Do you think their new
Sure.
relationship with Betty plays a part? I do.
Sure. Yeah, I do. You know, send them a cease and desist. Let them know you'll take action if they don't stop. But there's nothing in the world preventing Clue from discussing Sebastian went missing at this time. This is what we know. Having his parents on the panel, having open discussions, no. But lodging accusations or insinuations to 1,000 people in a chat about Seth, that's where it can get sticky for her or anybody else.
Yeah, I agree. I think, yeah, unless you confidently feel you can back that up, and if she's close to Katie and Katie can confirm, then you know he wouldn't have much like standing on that either. But yeah, we.
If she was having a discussion with Katie about the status of their relationship when Sebastian was 4, that's not disparaging him. She's speaking to one of the parties. It's firsthand knowledge. All of that information is coming from the source. She's not just making it up based on his behavior, you know. So none of that. He can't do shit if something really crazy came out and it came out of Katie's mouth and Clue runs with it. There's nothing at all that he can do. He can be mad. But things like, you know, saying he's a predator or saying he's this or that without proof, he can say is ruining his reputation. It's hindering the search efforts for Sebastian, all this crazy stuff. You know, if you're looking at it playing devil's advocate, even though I don't like Seth,
right.
You got to be careful. You know, we've been saying this for years or months at least. Stop disparaging the parents without proof because you can get into some serious trouble if you're not careful with your words.
Yeah.
'Cause the
And
shit
and
can
here's the
happen, and
thing.
it does.
Using allegedly does not protect you. That is such a
No.
misunderstanding. And that you if I sat here right now and I said Jason is a uh cheating on her husband, allegedly, that does
Allegedly.
not protect me from
If my
Jason coming back.
husband heard it,
Right.
right, and shoots me,
Yeah.
my family could hold Granny accountable for saying, well, she communicated with Granny a lot, and perhaps she confided something in Granny. Granny turned on her, said it in front of 1,000 people. The husband hears it and shoots her dead. We're suing Granny, you know,
Despite
even
me
though she
saying
was like, well, it was
allegedly.
alleged.
Right.
Right.
It doesn't, yeah, it doesn't save people from lawsuits at all. And we learned that in
No.
Critical K. I mean, how many times she was cocky, arrogant, and piece of shit anyway, but how many times she would try
Right.
to pull that as well, and having allegedly going across the screen or saying for entertainment purposes, none of that
Doesn't matter.
spares you from a lawsuit.
No. And because of what we see now happening on social media, judges are definitely taking shit more seriously. I mean, there's a case where right now, Transparency and Unmasked, Truth and Transparency's Lana, I think,
Yeah.
and Unmasked. I mean, she was able to get a lifetime restraining order
Yep.
because of things that were said on the internet and the behaviors that are done. Social media is crazy. I mean, and
That's
just
what
look at the
people don't.
headlines: TikToker killed, you know, this person killed on Facebook Live, this happened here. You don't know. You don't
Right.
know what could happen.
Is that ROs or PFOs or PFAs, whatever your state labels them, they also get granted for harassment. And people don't understand that. I was also able to get an RO against a YouTuber. You can absolutely, if somebody crosses a line and goes too far, you can absolutely do that if the courts agree with you, of course. But yeah, I mean, you're not protected just because you say allegedly or entertainment purposes or do not harass this person. It doesn't protect that. So people keep saying this. He subscribed to Nillert 2 in his public knowledge, and that apparently the subscription was how to get rid of chicken bones or something. Correct me. Write that again, capital. Up, Jason fell down. Good day, day tripper. It would be nice to see C&D letters from the other parents too. They would absolutely have standing. But imagine if we go back, if we go back 2 months ago, and if Proud Foots came out and they said we're going to go ahead and we're going to send out C&Ds, how many people would be live saying like that's shady? Why would you do that? Why are you trying to get people to stop talking? Seth Rogers does it, right? And it's like, oh, what did she say that isn't true? This is ridiculous. Oh, I'm not saying. Oh, I don't. If I was Illuminati, I'd tell him shove it up his ass. I think I don't. She has permission from the mother. I did not, Jane. You're back.
Sorry. As soon as I get a call, I got.
I was in the celeb gossip industry. No one ever sued me. I don't think Seth would go through. I think he's hoping to scare people, but I mean, sending out 50 of them to go through on 50 people would be, crazy.
Where did we get that info that it was 50 of them? Just from the Facebook page?
No, Tony said it on one of the TikTok streams as well. Like Tony was the one that was like, "Yo, we sent out 50 cease and desist today."
Did you get one?
No, but my mail hasn't come, so I don't know.
Oh, he sent them out by mail, not just by
mail, certified.
How did he wait? Okay, geez Louise. How did he get people's addresses?
Well, Tony said before that he got everybody's records, all these creators' backgrounds. So I
Wait,
know
he
mine's
sent
not
them
hard to
out
find.
certified mail? Then
Certified mail.
they're not joking.
No,
They
it's
could be
from a
looking for
real
a
attorney as
payday.
well. Yeah.
Yeah, they could be looking for a payday or something to that effect. Who really knows? I don't know. But if you are sending out a certified piece of mail, you're not just, making vague threats here. You're saying you're going to stop, or we're going to take action. Clue showed hers. It's certified. T Rev says that his was emailed.
Michaela
Okay.
got one, apparently.
Mm,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah. So they mean it. They're not fucking around. Okay. That doesn't stop anybody. I mean, you can still do whatever you want to do, but you may suffer the consequences of your actions. Just be careful. If you can back up what you're doing, and with Clue, she's got to be careful, because she's aggressive, and her language probably would not be that of one that's appealing to a judge. They wouldn't say, okay, this is educational, informative, even though she's done all these great deeds. If they hear the language she's using to discuss the father, you got to be careful.
Yeah. 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 I don't think T Rev didn't get one, but Michaela did. Michaela's was by email, apparently.
Okay.
I asked JLR. I didn't hear back yet. I'm sure if he gets one, JLR will take that challenge because,
He definitely will.
Yeah, he'll take the challenge.
That man sued somebody's penis. He's
Yeah.
waiting for it, honey. Don't worry.
He's ready for it.
He's like, please come out. I love it. It's my favorite thing. Hey, you can
Right,
say
what?
his name. You can say Seth's name. You can say Seth said. You can do all of that. What you can't do is try to implicate any of them in a crime, or call him a PEDO or a groomer or a predator. Even if you feel like Katie was underage, you still can't. You can't continuously repeat that. If you're making a
Yeah.
statement about, here's the story we heard, and it has been said that he was this age and she was that age. One stream on that, one instance of talking about that is not libel. You're just saying, this is what we've heard, but repeating it, having stream after stream after stream, bringing it up, talking about all these things, saying that he could, he's this, he was sexually harassing people. I mean, it could cross the boundaries. That's all I'm saying. It could.
Well, if he's looking for a payday, just skip me, bro, because you can't get blood from a rock. Right. I can see why Michaela would get one, because Michaela was in his, his personal surroundings. Apparently she was in his cell phone, all that.
Yeah. She has insider information.
Right. Right. And maybe that's why Clue got one, because she kind of has insider information too. Maybe that's what Steph's worried about.
Right, that she speaks to the parents, and she could come out with things that he doesn't want out there.
Right.
He absolutely said it out of his own mouth, for sure. Yes, absolutely. But then taking that, discussing Sebastian's case. So when Granny and I said the tides are going to turn, well, we knew that they would, and we said there will be people who come out who pretended to be friends of his that are going to have insider information, and then they're going to fuck him with it. That's what happens. So instead of just taking it like Dawn and Candace did and getting angry and yelling about it or getting off the internet, Seth has Tony, who has a new friend named Betty, who are more, they're a little different than Dawn's friends, right?
Right.
So they can easily attack and say, oh, no. You're not going to do this. Here's what you're not going to do. And we're going to stop you in the name of other families. How about that? Because this has been going on forever. This isn't new, what they're doing.
No, it's not new. And look at this. Somebody just commented this. It's Betty, if anyone is being harassed or defamed by two particular creators, please know that you can send a cease and desist letter at least to one of them and her attorney. If the conduct continues, please consider seeking legal counsel. This unlawful conduct. You know what cracks me up? People like Betty are all
And
about
that's from
amendment
Betty?
rights. This is Betty.
So,
yeah.
There you go. You know
Betty's,
exactly where it's coming from.
That's exactly where it's coming from. And she's the one that's all about, First Amendment rights and freedom of speech and constitutional rights until they want to take away somebody else's. I can't stand that shit.
I mean, she has a lawsuit right now against another creator. So come on. where she's not even showing up or doing the filings properly. But you can tie somebody up and cost them a shit ton of money by doing what they do, which is, using the legal system for their own benefit, but in the wrong friggin' way.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
That I'm sure she's the one that got in Tony and Steph's ear about this. I will
clearly.
contribute
Look
and
at that.
donate your filing fees. So should you and your attorney decide to pursue action, if you are damaged, you can seek to recover the damage. Wow, Betty.
Yeah,
Wow,
look at
Betty.
that. And then she'll get her people to help fund it. Then there'll be the TikTok army crew to help fund it. And so now there's another fund, and there you go. And before you know it, it's out of control yet again.
Yep, and it comes down to more money. Yep. Hey,
Absolutely.
Allie.
It always does come to money.
That's wild. So people were saying it was certified mail, $5 a piece. That 50 of them went out. Eef.
Well, Betty should go look for Shelly Miscavige. Yeah, that'd be a great idea.
See ya, Betty.
Well,
Sebastian
I
Rogers,
mean,
we have the tea. Ugh.
you have been served, friends.
I think he hates
Wow.
Katie more than he loves Sebastian, is running everyone off and having dog handler tires slashed and sending cease. So it wasn't the dog handler's tires that were slashed. And we have no proof that tires were even slashed, to be honest. Keeping her son missing. Seth has the money to cover it. He sure does. Does this mean we can't call Seth chubby anymore?
You can. You can call him chubby. You just can't call him a chubby predator. You can't call him a chubby abuser. A
Right.
chubby whatever,
Child unaliver, kidnapper.
Right. And if somebody's now saying, oh, and here's the funny part. I heard you saying that Dolly switched up, right? So
Yeah,
we knew that was
fucking.
going to come.
And the way he did it was
But
so predictive.
for him to say he has access, he has access to criminals, so maybe whatever, that's completely slanderous. You're insinuating you used his position within the criminal and or are you really? You can't.
You're
not.
roboting. Oh, you're back now. You
Of course I
roboted a
am.
little bit there. Now you're
Sorry.
back.
Okay. Let me not
He
move
is the
at
one
all.
that started the
Shit.
drama. He absolutely started the drama. But the part that I didn't like was him saying, don't speak on my son's disappearance and or the search efforts. Like, why would you want to stop that? I can understand don't speak on me, don't speak on my personal life, stop the, allegations. But to say don't speak. Ah, Laura Lou. That's interesting. Welcome, Holly Hall. Thank you so much.
All right, I took my headphones off. Is that any better?
Oh, that's a lot better. Yeah.
Of course. Damn it. Chasing
Yeah, I think
Kim, Chris and Katie
part-
send a cease and desist to Seth and Tony if they are being slanderous. Sure.
Yeah.
You have to know what slander is, And I think some people think because you've got freedom of speech in this country that you can say whatever you want. You cannot. You can. Sure, you can stand on the Empire State Building and say whatever the hell you want to say, but people can hold you liable for that. So.
Well, and the fact of the matter is he did say, like, Katie allowed Sebastian to be, that would be, sure. I just don't think Katie's looking to do that.
Did Katie allow it? He said she allowed a registered SO around her son. Is that true or not true? We don't know.
Well, that part, yeah, but to say she allowed SA to take place, I mean, come on.
Absolutely.
She didn't allow it.
Right. Yep. They're going to come down to semantics. Semantics are, was Sebastian in your home? Yes. Was Sebastian with another child? Yes. Did that child do X, Y, Z to Sebastian? Yes. Was that under your watch? Yes. He wins.
Really?
Yes. She didn't facilitate it. She didn't go find this kid who was going to do that and know in advance that this could happen. It was an unfortunate circumstance that's friggin' tragic, but the only the meat of it, the actual facts, what are they? Did it happen? Yes or no? Well, yes. Were you home? Yes. Was she aware? No. Of course not. But
Right.
if a judge is looking now, could she say that he caused her undue stress? Of course. In the middle of a missing child's case, he goes on in front of thousands of people and tells this information to make her look bad? For sure. But is it slander? No. It's just him being a disgusting human being causing her undue stress and harm. But it's not slanderous. Like, it's not, he didn't make up a whole lie. When, you know, if it never happened, then that would be insane and it would be a lie, but no.
That's interesting. Well, yeah, I think that does make a difference, Pineapple, that she has written and verbal permission from the mother to speak on Sebastian.
Yes. And even if she had none, you can still speak on current events, news, all of that. Sebastian is in the news. Is he a news story? No, not technically. He's a child, but it is in the news. She's 1,000,000% allowed to talk about that with permission from nobody. It's just in a manner that you present the news. You know, you can't come on and say, well, I'm doing this for educational purposes and awareness, yet the topic of conversation is something else, you see. No, opinions are not defamation, but opinions mixed with
Speculation becomes defamation.
sure, yeah. I mean, it's a fine line, you know, because my opinion is Seth's a jerk, right? That's just my opinion. That's not friggin' defamation. It's, I don't like you. I think you're slimy. I think that you're an asshole. So what? Nobody cares. Now twist that up just a little bit. I think that you are an irresponsible father who didn't take care of his son. You strike me as somebody who preys on women in your search team. You're this, this, and this. Those are my opinions, but I'm using stuff that I've heard on the internet. Absolutely, I'm defaming his character because I don't know him as a human being. I don't know that guy. So for me to just use what I've heard to mix it in with my opinion, he can absolutely say, I am a sheriff's deputy. My son is missing, and this woman is out here in front of 1,000 people saying that I am basically sexually harassing people and I'm a predator. That's defamation of character. I'm defaming his character.
But then when these people that he has been sexually aggressive towards and all that comes out, then that makes the statement
I have
correct, right?
I don't have firsthand knowledge of that though. I'm going by he said, she said, she said.
Right. Okay.
Right?
Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah. But then you just subpoena them to come in and say, tell about your experience.
You can try, yeah. I mean, if we look at court cases and we're watching, you always get stopped. If I attempt to say Granny said, objection, I can't say Granny said. I can't say that. I can say Granny.
That's hearsay, yeah.
Yeah, you can't do it. So we are speculating on a ton of stuff using third-party information that we're hearing on other channels. We're not hearing it from the source directly. They're not telling us. We're just, like I heard the other day, a woman said that she was there and his behavior towards other female searchers was inappropriate. Could she be lying? For sure. Yeah. So if I repeat it, I'm repeating a potential lie that just attacked him. That's not right. You have to be so careful. Yeah, right. And I'm using like the Karen Reed trial as an example. It's It's true. You got to be so careful with your words. Illuminati did meet and observe him, but I didn't. But if I take Illuminati's words and use them in front of 1,000 people to attack him, I am spreading information that I wasn't pertinent to. I wasn't there. She was, right? And we did hear as inappropriate. Yeah, I mean, you can say whatever you want. It's totally fine, but the legal standards are a little different. And I think Tony's a smart guy. I don't think Tony's an idiot.
Yeah, I don't think he's an idiot either.
No. He might be.
I mean, I think he's an idiot, but I think he's smart enough.
Sure. Yeah.
She could have felt it was inappropriate.
Right. But she did. She wasn't harassed. She wasn't bothered. She said other people. So she is now repeating that on a show where other creators are going to repeat that. And the telephone game. She's watching him flirt with one of the searchers. She then gets burned by Tony and Seth. She goes on a show and says he was inappropriate. That creator repeats it. Yeah, a couple weeks ago on my show, one of the searchers came up and Tony was doing all of this stuff. The chatters then go into another chat and start talking about it. Did you know that he was sexually harassing all of his female searchers? That creator sees that and says, where'd you hear it? Oh, yeah, the lady, she was up on Queens or she was up on Betty's or wherever. By the time you're done, he was grabbing somebody's ass. Right? Because
right,
there's so much shit.
That is true.
Yeah, Blackhawk. And they say to every single person that they read their rights to, you have the right, to shut the fuck up right now. But anything you do say to me can and will be used against you in a court of law. The law's there for a reason.
But that's exactly. Prescription. That's true. That's true.
That she's 1,000,000% right there. Because I may be offended by one thing and you may be offended by something totally different. Or you're not offended at all. I think it would take a lot to offend like Clue. I don't think she would even be offended by a lot of stuff. But then there might be somebody like Betty who's offended over anything. Or pretends she is.
Defendant must have published a false statement of fact, not just an opinion, concerning a plaintiff that caused damage to their reputation. The defense of opinion protects individuals from being held liable for defamation in cases where statements made were opinions rather than false statements of fact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a very thin line. Like many things, there's a very thin line.
You better believe it. Yep. Well, now you just offended Betty, damn it.
Lawsuit coming.
There's also the other part of it. Let's see that Granny's talking crazy about Seth and Seth gets on her panel and they have an argument. Everything's null and void after that. Because he's engaging right back with her. He's arguing with her. He may, in the course of all of it, call her a fucking idiot. Right?
Right.
Could he still go forward? Sure, yeah. But if you're out here engaging in the bullshit and there's clips of you saying things, that weakens your case. You're not just a poor, sad parent who's staying silent and doing very few interviews. You're somebody who's out here every day making inappropriate comments, inappropriate jokes. You're on every fucking TikTok panel, whatever. You're on all of these things, just saying the most. That weakens his case too. A lot.
Well, and a lot of what is being stated about Seth has come from the fact of things that he has stated himself.
Right. In one shot, no, you couldn't.
Armchair colonel. Yeah, that's why he was named. Seth of being a child predator, but perfectly acceptable to accuse Katie of unaliving her own kid. Hypocrisy is real. I mean, that's true. Well, I mean, calling somebody a child predator is very... they're both big allegations, yeah. They're both big allegations.
Huge allegations. Because if Seth came out here in a respectable manner and wasn't being kind of the way that he is, and somebody started that rumor, his support would have still been great. But because people saw actions and behaviors, they were more likely to listen to what was being said and attack with it and use it against him, right? So it in effect, could that hurt people going out and searching for Sebastian because they didn't want to be around Seth? Of course it could. Of course, that information being presented to the world in the wrong way 100% could hurt the search for Sebastian. Just like Chris was saying, we don't want to talk about the reason that, you know, Seth saying, Chris said, we're not going to talk about the reason I don't want Sebastian around my daughter or whatever that was. Remember? And he's like, you can't hold this. Why?
He said, if you tell people, they're not going to search for Sebastian.
Why? Because they would have seen Sebastian in a bad light.
Right.
And then people are like, oh my God, he was doing something to the little girl.
Right.
And we talked about that before. It could have hurt everything. But then Seth comes running his mouth and tells all of this. And it's like, oh, Jesus Christmas, what are you doing? You're making everything worse. And do you even know you're making it worse? Shit, shut up. Go back to where you were and sit down.
Actually, I'll be on more, Jason. So here's the thing that gets me, though, because when you go back to the whole search thing and everything and hurting the search and all, when you have Tony on TikTok saying the search is still going on, then you can't say it hurt the search, right?
True. But they can make the argument that, you know, on day 9, there were 330 people on the ground, and on day 100, there were 7.
Right. But then you could also make the argument that every search goes that way, right? Because people get
For
less
sure.
hopeful, and so it really, like, for example, somebody was claiming oh, I'm going to get this person for trying to get my channel down and losing income, but then there's messages of this person saying these bitches never hurt me, I'm still making money. Well, then your argument is null, because I did, you know what I mean? So I feel like a lot of, if Clue wanted to push the boundaries and try to get him to pursue it, I feel like she would have. I don't know, because honestly, like I said before, people don't realize what we hear on YouTube, we become desensitized to. But when you present that into the real world, like when a judge hears somebody say, like, oh, I got you by the pussy lips, I mean, the judge ain't taking kindly to that type of thing. You know what I mean? So never mind. Few percent someone's this shit to the real world, they're like, whoa, you can't just go around saying some shit. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm nobody's lawyer. 20 Crow says, I do not listen to other lawyers' advice. I would suggest no one else does either. I'm not a lawyer.
Yeah,
I just happen to know what, the conversation is, a cease and desist, which is the first step prior to taking legal action. And what could he possibly be suing for? That's all we're discussing. It's general law. And if you're a creator, you should know general law.
Yeah,
because you could find yourself in some bullshit real
quick. We've seen many creators do it. They get arrogant. They get, Dolly. I'd be shocked if Dolly hasn't seen a C&D yet, honestly. But who knows? I mean, yeah, one can defame oneself. Absolutely. That's what I mean. Like, she could take it on. Clue can take it on and say, well, I called him a PEDO, but this is why, and then play himself saying these things, and she can try that. I mean, sure, but is it worth it in the end? You know what I mean? Is it more worth it? Is it worth it for her to go ahead and argue the part of, I'm going to still speak on Sebastian, his disappearance. I have permission from his mother and stepfather, but I'll shut the fuck up about you, Seth. That would be her best bet.
Okay, so harassment via defamation is wildly different. Defamation must be untrue. Yes, for sure.
Oh, it's completely different.
I don't know what Demon's saying. A lot of what I'm saying is untrue as far as what the definitions of what harassment and defamation and libel are.
Of what you're saying isn't true. What do you mean by what do you mean by that? Yeah, every motion in a suit costs money on both sides. Facts.
I mean, you can bring a lawsuit for anything in the world. There's
JLR sued as the Statue of fucking Liberty, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can absolutely make a lawsuit on anything.
and it is totally difficult to win one. And I don't think that they would win any of this at all.
Oh, one of the
But you
biggest
just
problems.
have to be careful. That's all.
And one of the biggest problems would be when it comes to defamation, you got to show some type of loss, right? Now he could argue the loss that searcher stopped
Sure.
searching, but that's been throughout time. It's been documented that there's been less searches, and him and his people say they're still searching, so that could be argued. But he certainly hasn't had a financial loss.
Right.
Possible legal behavior as a mistake on a 14-year-old's part. Oh Lord, no, I don't ever.
Yeah.
Hey, Jack. Sorry.
No, if you just go over it, issue by issue, what is he asking in the cease and desist? He's saying, don't talk about Sebastian. Well, they can still talk about Sebastian. I'm 1,000,000% right there. They're absolutely allowed with writing or no writing or whatever, because it's in the news. So, of course, she's allowed to talk about that. Don't talk about Seth. Can she talk about Seth? Of course she can talk about Seth. Is it defamation to call somebody a predator or a pedophile? Or is it slanderous? Yes, it is. That's not incorrect. Of course it is.
Right.
And those are the only two things that I'm really saying is those things are true. You can't get around those. You can't just run around calling people these things. You cannot. I mean, you can.
Unless you can,
Okay, bring them upstairs.
like you're saying, unless it can be proven true, well, then that's the
Oh, well,
chance
sure.
to take.
Yeah.
Per se, that wouldn't require proven loss. Those allegations are so damaged in our face are assumed to incur damages. Right. But if it's true, right. For no lawsuit, this all hogwash. I can't listen to this. Seth does have the money for no lawsuit. Seth actually has plenty of money for lawsuits.
What?
I don't know. I don't even understand what they're trying to say, to be honest. I think I don't know. Seth doesn't have the money for no lawsuit. This is all hogwash. I can't listen to this. Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day then. Yeah, I'm not really worried
This
about
is
it.
not legal advice. We're not trying to be legal eagles. You guys know who we are. We're not attorneys, for Christ's sakes. This is something Tony started. He sent it out to people. And if this was Chris and Katie, people may have a different opinion on it on this side of the aisle. We may feel like good for them because people have gone too far. Now, if you just flip that around, maybe Seth feels like he's got an argument to win. Should he even be doing this during the search for his son? No, he shouldn't. It's ridiculous. But
right.
Can he prove that some people have, caused him undue stress? Sure. Yeah. He may be able to prove that.
I feel like he's caused many people undue stress.
Mm-hmm. And no,
I
a
don't know.
CMD has no legal standing. It's just a warning. It's just it's a piece of paper to say the next step will be.
Well, and actually, people always dismiss a C&D. They always dismiss it as it's nothing, but it actually is very crucial. That I was told before that if I was going to pursue something, you have to have legal notice to the person that this is my next step. I'm asking you to stop. If you don't stop, this is my next step. That acknowledges that you have tried to get this person to stop. It's actually very crucial.
Exactly.
C&D is not as dismissible as people think.
Right. And because people always say that on here, people run with that. Oh, it's just useless. I'll wipe my ass with it.
Wipe my ass with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Well, the judge is going to ask, what did you give them a warning? Did you ask them to stop? Do you have proof of that? Where is proof that you ever contacted these people and asked them to stop this behavior?
Were they aware that this behavior was bringing you stress? Were they aware of this? Well, yeah, because I gave a cease and desist. Or yes, because I verbally wrote for you to stop on this date, and they continued after that date. You have to have a heads up.
For sure.
Yep. the people filled it up. Then Seth uses that money to sue the same people. That is funny, Crystal. That is a little ironic. Like he got the money from the same people he's now going to go after. I'm never
Okay,
understand.
2-0
Do
pros.
you want to come
Do you
up?
want to
2-0
come up?
pros?
Please
We would
do.
love to hear your, if you got more insight, we'd love to hear it.
We're just chit-chatting here. We're not
Right.
pretending to be professionals, and it seems like you're offended and mad for whatever reason, and there's no reason to be. Come up and educate us.
You should actually be mad and offended if a professional is giving their professional advice, because they shouldn't be.
Yeah, I'm confused about what is going on in the chat.
How about Dolly calling a YouTube channel abusing her by saying ugly stuff like C-head, cockhead, cunthead, craphead? I don't know. Didn't Seth say to Polygraph Guy that he thinks Katie has about too much medicine? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's true, Blackhawk. Yeah, civil suit, sure. There's many routes that Seth could likely take. It would just be ridiculous that he would even spend, his focus on this. He should be spending his money, his time, and his concern on finding his son, not trying to stop people from finding his son. Oh,
yeah, it's a bad look, man. It really
is.
is.
Oh, a dickhead? Yeah, it doesn't look good. And if Katie and Chris would have done this 2-3 months ago, people would have gone wild about it. Like, why is that your concern right now? You should be happy people are even discussing any of it to get the word out there. And he's literally saying, don't discuss my son. And we've heard him say this several times now. Don't use my son's name to search properties. Don't use my son's name while searching. Stop saying my son's name. He should be saying opposite.
Right. Please. And he should be trying to make good relationships with people. But instead, how many people have been kicked off his team? How many people have been banished from even doing anything? It's crazy to me that there's so many. Right. You hear about all the private investigators. All of them are gone. The huge search teams, they're supposed to be searching every single day, gone. And what the hell is going on? It's crazy to me that all of this has happened.
He's kicked away professionals as well. I think it's happening now because the tides have turned on him, like we knew they would.
Yeah.
And I think he can't handle it. He enjoyed the Seth train is my show. This is my son. This is about me. I'm the boss, while he was the boss. And now that people are waking up to the shitty things he has said and done, now he wants it to stop.
100%. Yep. I agree with you. And it doesn't stop that fast. It just doesn't.
No. And if anything, he's going to get people talking more now.
Yeah. And after 100 days, he is lucky that people are still wanting to be out there and search and help. He should feel honored that anybody's there at all.
Or he should be out there looking him himself.
Yeah, we don't know that there aren't people out there. There might be a lot. We're just not seeing them. Maybe they're not on YouTube, which is great. But does anybody see plans in any of the groups? Let's meet up here. This is what we're doing. Maybe they're talking privately. I don't know.
Yeah, his PR is doing fantastic. Oh, got to go back and listen, Granny. My son called. Oh, and I don't think there's much to listen to back. Just the same thing that Seth is making very poor decisions out here. And if this is by the doing of Tony and Betty, they should really look at where both of them are.
Yeah, you reading Betty's community post told me everything I need to know. It's quite clear where this is all coming from.
Who's giving this idea? Who's, telling them this is the route to take and this is what's best for you and all those things. It's stupid. It's a stupid choice being, led by a stupid person who hasn't gotten herself very far doing the same exact thing.
Right.
And even people that don't like Illuminati, people that normally aren't, supportive of her, are supporting her over this. They're like, no, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Why are you telling people not to search for your son? What is really going on here? This is fucking weird.
Well, it is. Yeah. It's weird that he's had so many people where he's wanted them to come down. He's wanted them to be part of all of this. He needed them to help. Now they're all gone.
Right.
And that's just, I mean, it happened in record time. It's not like, it took months and months. They're just gone. And it doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't know. It's a very strange situation that he's created for himself here.
Absolutely agree. A CMP sent Seth a C&D and gave him the idea to send to others. No, but I didn't like the part where if you go and listen, Chris says he's going to slap Chloe in the face with a C&D, and everybody took that like that was a threat of abuse. It wasn't.
Right.
Got this childish on creator's part. Unless everyone wants to end up like QB, but without the support, better stop talking. Lisa, you'd be surprised how many people would support people with this, to be honest. I mean, the same way a lot of people dislike Betty is why they're supporting Queen. So to say, people wouldn't have the support. And some people actually, I don't know, they might be down for the challenge. I think JLR would gladly take the challenge. Seems like Clue's saying, okay, bring it on. Mm-hmm. And took on the heat the internet handed her. Not saying me things about Seth is more important than them finding his son. Yeah. Look at all the well, I'm not saying she doesn't. Obviously, she has a ton of support, rightfully so. But a lot of it is that people are tired of Betty. They can't stand Betty. That's not all of her support by any means. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm just saying that I don't think I would underestimate the support that other creators have as well, especially when there's a lot of people who are against what Seth is doing right now. Like I said, many people that don't even like Clue are saying this is ridiculous. I always saw Kano's, but anymore, I think, in my opinion, all three.
The ridiculous part is him saying, don't talk about Sebastian's case. What the hell? What do you mean? So you want somebody who gets, thousands of views to stop talking about Sebastian's case. That's insane.
She put up 22 blip boards, $1,000 out of her own pocket, sent out all these Sebastian, bracelets and everything, and he's telling her to stop because what? You don't like her thumbnails making fun of you? What's more important here? He sure enjoyed it when it was Katie and Chris getting plumbled and knocked over left and right. Oh, I know, Annie. She did it again with a clickbait title. Either can I, Casey. It's so sad. You think so, Lindsay? That would be horrible. Even if you win, the lawyer makes more than you do. Right. This is back ass words. Seth has got up every night with lies, manipulation, BS, creating so many issues in his son's case, and that's fine, but saying he's wrong isn't. This isn't the same thing. I agree. They don't want us knowing about his son. We don't want to look for his son. Right. If anything, he's discouraging people. How many times now have we heard him say, don't use my son's name? She sure has, Rainy Days. She's done a lot. She's done a lot to help. She just isn't favorable towards Seth, and he can't stand that.
Yep. Well, we knew that he was kind of sensitive about a bunch of stuff. I mean, just listen to him talk. Me, my, me, my.
I.
Yeah. Yep. It's all about him.
And now that it is all about him, he can't handle it. I don't understand why Michaela got one, but not T-Rev. Why silence her, but not the guy about the pew-pew? Any men get one? It's a good question. I don't know. Michaela has insider sight. Maybe that's why. But she doesn't even have a platform. Giant temper tantrum because the situation created is now turned on him. That's how I feel, Misty. He would take all the abuse if it kept people talking about Sebastian. Seth gets his panties in a wad and hides. Romance, Seth. Ooh. That's a good question. Let me ask him. Let's find out who all got one. I mean, if there's 50 of them, who the hell could those 50 be? Yeah. Yeah, he told Trevor not to look. He told Chloe not to look. He told all of them.
Sorry, it's you know how it is now. It's summer break over here. They've got to eat every 26 seconds.
Ours starts today, and I just don't even. I'm excited for it, and then I'm like, oh, this is gonna be rough.
Yeah. He just brought home Friends. And do you have anything without peanut butter? Yeah. What? Oh gosh, they're fun at this age.
Do we even have 50 creators? That's what. Yeah, no, I don't know.
Yeah, I was wondering that too. Where the hell did 50 come from? Like 50?
Was he being was he just putting it out, like just saying like, whoa, we sent like 50 cease and desist, or was it like a real thing?
Yeah, when it was like 7.
Right. Like turns out to be like 3. Sounds about right.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
What's crazy about that, Terry Dean, is he's the one that asked what's their names? Cajun Navy. He asked Cajun Navy to come out there. He asked JLR to come out there. He asked Trevor Lee to get involved. He asked T-Rev to get involved. Seth invited all these people. Have a legal right to ask for their money back, or they can go after that and get every dime back. Trevor took his channel down a while back. It was like a long time ago. I think so too, Cheryl. Could you imagine being Sebastian, being a teenager and all of this? I couldn't. It's not all creators, clearly. Michaela being an example. A lot of folks behind the scenes will get them. You think Terry will? Very curious who and how does he pick and choose who based on who he likes and dislikes? Right. He's been going at Nick Barris. Yep. He's been insulting Ali. Have you seen he's become about because there's a whole new army in one of their groups absolutely furious that their donations have not been used as said. They're all looking for refunds. And now maybe he's trying to say this is where the money's going. I don't know. That's a good question. Did you guys see that the real Martha from Baby Reindeer, she's suing Netflix for like $50 million?
Yeah,
that's
I mean, they didn't get her permission and they used her likeness. So.
Yeah. And she was easy to find. I mean, they didn't really try hard to protect her.
No, not at all.
I don't know. She'll get 50 million, no, but bless her for trying. It's pretty wild.
That series, I binged it in one night. That was wild.
So did I. I watched it twice, actually. I really enjoyed it.
It's interesting.
Hey, Miss Brittany.
Hey, Granny. And hello to your guest. I don't know your name. I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's Tracy. Hello.
Hi, Tracy. Thank you for letting me up. I just had so many thoughts, and it was easier for me to ask for a link. I hope you don't mind.
No, I don't mind.
And I apologize for the fan in the background. Still really hot in Texas.
That's okay.
So my thought about these C&Ds is they're stupid. And if I was Clue, I don't know if I would take it seriously. Because, I mean, I would be careful. But at the end of the day, I also don't know if I'd take it seriously. Because Seth has become a joke. I think we would be a lot farther in the case, my personal opinion, if he was doing what Chris and Katie were doing. I could be totally wrong, but I feel like this case is so messed up because of Seth. And we have lost the plot, which is Sebastian. But I think that's what Seth wants. I don't know.
This is how I agree with you. Just something's weird about the whole thing. I was just over on this Facebook page, right? And this is how this stuff goes. Does anybody know or heard anything about the other kid that was around him named Eli? They say he's missing. Wow, this is 2 days ago. She goes on and she's talking about Elijah. So, I'm not really sure, but I think his friends or the other child, Eli, might even be a relative. I'm not sure. And I don't know if I can find out the details on it, if they are hiding it. I think perhaps this other child, Eli or Elijah, or one of his cousins was present at the steakhouse. Like, this person's trying to tie Elijah into Sebastian, and there's not really a connection there. So it's weird but this is how these speculations go. So now Elijah's a cousin of Sebastian's. I mean, come on.
See, this whole thing is a mess, and we have lost the point, which is Sebastian. But here's now, I will take a line from Nonsense, who I love, Nonsense on the web. I am just your asshole on YouTube, so this is just my opinion. But I think Seth has never had any friends, and he's never been the popular guy, and now he's popular and he doesn't know what to do with it.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I think that's exactly what's going on. I think he's enjoyed the spotlight, but now that the spotlight's not in a good favor it once was, now he has a problem with it and he wants it to stop. But he sure as hell didn't mind it when he was being praised around, and
Exactly, and I hope you don't mind that I quoted that creator.
No, I don't mind at all.
Her line was perfect, and I was like, I need to use that as a disclaimer. But yeah. I think he was never the popular kid. I do question him, or I do side-eye that he and Katie knew each other for so long and then got together, and their age gap. I side-eye that thing the whole, time. It's creepy. He's creepy. If I met him in person, I would run. Because he gives me the creeps.
Seth does?
Yes. And I don't know what it is, but he makes me so uncomfortable. If I met him in person, I think I would run or hide behind one of my guy friends. Like, don't you leave me. He just gives off the creepy guy. There are some guys that are they're just creepy. And he gives off, I'm a creep. I'm going to make you uncomfortable, in my opinion.
Trevor Lee did not receive a cease and desist. Not yet. So he didn't get one. Just a mom. Thank you so much. I asked Trevor. He said not yet. So I don't know who this 50 is, but a C&D is a cease and desist.
He needs to send C&Ds to JLR, Betty, because when she turns on him, she's going to have a tongue lashing. He needs to do all that.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out who he does send them to. So far, it seems to be just people that, don't speak highly of him. Which, I mean, obviously is the purpose of them, but... No, he doesn't. If JLR is the wrong one, believe that. Yeah, JLR will take that. But look, so this person's, as far as I recall and understand, yes, friends. So this person's claiming that Elijah Hill was friends with Sebastian Rogers and or a cousin. Yeah, through email.
And I'm sorry if you could hear stuff in the background.
That's all right.
My mom was asking me a question, but then I quickly muted because I was like, my mom doesn't want to be on StreamYard. So sorry about that.
Right, lean on me. That was weird. No, we couldn't hear anything. Don't worry. When he was talking about what he did to the person's pizza, and, he's a revengeful guy. That's what I've come to hear from him. When he talks about, there's a lot of snakes around me, and we cut snakes' heads off and fry them and salt and pepper and eat them. Like, he sounds like he's revengeful.
Oh, when he mentioned the pizza thing, I was watching Nonsense because she does later in the day, and I was watching her, and she was like, trigger warning, he's gonna bring up gross food things. And I was like,
Yeah.
I'm out. Let
Yeah, it
me
was
know when
gross.
it's over. And I
Yeah.
had to leave.
It sounds like he's just vindictive. Yeah, exactly, vindictive. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense because they're in the same state. I could see that being it. The PTO was earned with years of service, so it was his coworkers that gave their PTO to Seth as well. So I don't know how that works.
So here's what I know about Clue, and I could be totally wrong, but I think they are in the same state, and I think I watch her lives, but I don't like to quote people, but I think she went to a visual of Seth and she met him.
Yeah.
So I think that's how it happened.
Okay. Seth is bitter now. His perfect dad facade has been seen through. He lost focus of Sebastian, became fixated on getting paid and laid, pardon the language. Thank you, AEIOU. I appreciate that. Yeah, so they do. They do live in the same area. She did meet him in person for sure. So that might be why they were first to get them.
Yeah.
And it would also they would come quicker. They're in the same state.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if Bullhorn Betty wrote them.
Right. I wouldn't be surprised if she gave the idea for them.
Exactly.
Right, exactly, my crime time. And I don't think JLR's removing Sebastian videos because he's worried about Seth and his little frivolous. Believe me, I mean, JLR is absolutely up for the task. He would take that on heads on. But he hasn't said anything that would, cause. JLR knows what he's doing. He's not like me. He's not just like some goofball with a fucking audience. He actually knows what he's doing, whether people like him or not. The guy's not stupid.
As much as I don't like JLR, but do you think if he got a C&D from him, do you think he would fight it just because of the money aspect? Because I'm sure JLR makes more. Now, this is just my hunch.
Well, not because of the money aspect, but because he's not stupid. He knows what he's doing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think he has a lot of he does have a lot of support. He has a lot of financial means to do it as well, but I don't think JLR would even consider it because of the money. I think he would consider it because he believes he knows what he's doing.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for letting me up. Like I said, it was just easier for me to talk than type, and I just wanted to get all that out.
Anytime, Miss Brittany. Anytime.
And thank you for having me and putting on a good show.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you.
And I'll let Miss Teresa come back up if she wants. I hope she didn't drop down just because of me.
No, her phone rang. The kids are on summer break and everything. It wasn't because of you.
Okay.
Not at all. Thank you, Miss Brittany.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Some people were saying in another chat that they won't stand because they don't have some sort of stamp, so therefore they're saying they're not valid. I don't know. I think I don't know. The fact that Tony made the entire bashing video JLR while he was in the hospital, that was low. He's trash. I agree. He's trash. And I agree that a lot of people didn't like Tony. That's what opened their eyes to Seth. Seth started saying weird things like telling Trevor Lee, back down, boy. You're out of your league. Like, what kind of, you're out of your league? You need to be in a league. You need to have some type of stand-in that starts for a child. And then you have, Tony saying things like, oh, we got C&Ds, or not C&Ds, but whatever he was saying. Like the local news isn't good enough for him. He needs bigger and better. Like, who do these people think they are? If this is about spreading information about your missing child, what are you talking about? What level people are? Any information spread is good information, right? So rather it's the local news or you got national news as news. And you would think that any news would be good news when it comes to your missing child. For whatever reason, Seth Rogers is now trying to silence people. Okay? Ask yourselves why. Well, because the tides have turned. He has absolutely enjoyed being on the Seth train. It was his show. He got to, be abusive towards Katie through all of it. He got to put his foot down, and everybody told him what a great man he was and a great father he was. He talked about the 90% of stay-at-home moms that were suddenly in communication with him. He was suddenly this guy who was likely never looked at twice was suddenly the center of attention. And he loved it. And now that he's center of attention, but in a bad light, he can't stand it. And he's going to try to silence everybody because of it. And I hope for that reason alone, nobody shuts the fuck up. What if something had gone wrong with JLR and something happened to him after Tony made that video? That's true too. I don't know either. That's just what some were saying. I have no clue, as I'm in Australia, so laws are different. I don't think it matters what stamp is on it. If the person received it and Clue acknowledged that she received it, the stamp wouldn't matter, in my opinion. Seth don't want Sebastian Rogers down because then the money stops. And his fame's already dwindling down. Requiring oral or written consent to report on the case is interesting. Well, I'll tell you what, when Seth Rogers is out here saying he wants everybody, I'll take help from anybody, and then he's in the same breath telling people not to help, you got a problem. I love JLR. I can tell he cares and definitely puts the work in. He was an acquired taste for me, but I just had to listen to him. Now I really like the guy. That's nice, Allison. You don't have to fight a C&D. Nothing Clue said was actionable. It was an intimidation attempt. She formed an opinion based on personal interactions in his own words. Right. Well, there's one thing he might be able to fight, but that's it. Part about obtaining recordings without the consent of SR is also interesting, as someone who filmed him whilst in public place does not require his permission. And then he puts up that video, that very sweet video of Sebastian Rogers, right? He puts up that video of him playing at a playground and tells people we can't play it. And once you release it to the public, it's public use. National News not going to pay him for an interview because he's a joke. Absolutely agree. Melinda, yeah, I think, like I said, I think JLR would dive in head first. I don't think he would be worried about it. Hopefully, Wanda gets his ass back to work where he's able to, not sit in this all day. I couldn't believe when he said to Tony, like, when you wake me up in the middle of the night to tell me some asshole's talking about me on the internet, what kind of PR guy does that? What kind of PR guy wakes up a supposed grieving father in the middle of the night to say, hey, some idiots on the internet were talking about you? Who does that? Right, he loved everyone, was going after Chris in the beginning. Now the tables have flipped, as we knew they would. You don't have to apologize, Miss Brittany. You're fine. His own behavior on the internet. Yep. It would absolutely come into play. Oh. Hold on really quick. You shouldn't be. Has anybody seen Trevor comment in the chat? I don't think. Oh, there you are. Okay. Hey, Kelly.
Oh, sorry. I was muted.
That's okay.
I know you don't know me, but I mean, your show and Clue and all them and everything y'all are doing, it really touches my heart. And I mean, I know that Seth is way in over his head, number one. Number two, he's a POS for sure. But Tony, oh my God, Tony. And did I hear you say that Tony goes live on TikTok?
Yep, he sure does.
Is it like late at 9, or do you know when, or does he announce when he's doing it, or?
No, it's just like a pop-up. It's usually late at night.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I buried my son. I lost him to IV meth use.
I'm so sorry.
And yesterday, I don't know, I sit down and I made a video to Seth. And my channel's brand new. I mean, I think I've got like 53 subscribers. And so I was hoping that somewhere in there, maybe, you know, coming from a mama that has felt, you know, the grief and stuff, that maybe I could touch something inside his heart concerning Sebastian. And I'm sorry if I cry because this really breaks my heart. Um, but I don't know. I don't know if we can reach Seth as far as, because he could turn this around if he got with the right people and the right people could guide him and he would listen. He could turn this around. But I just don't know if he's got it in. I don't know if he's got it inside him to do that. Because I think right now, even negative attention is he's getting off on that too.
That's possible. I think he's lost a chance at all the good help and at fixing his public image. I think he's done far too much damage. I don't think anybody at this point, you know, there's very few people left that still pity him. I mean, I pity him
Right.
to an extent, but
Well, I mean, you know, and the thing about it is, and believe me, I am not taking up for Seth, but with Big Head Betty and, you know, Trashy Tony and everything, I mean, they're really not helping him. I mean, you know, and I mean, I even told him in the video, look, I have a 95-page guide from the DOJ of everything you do when you have a missing child. I will send it to you, you know. And I mean, that's just, I don't know. I mean, I think what happened is he was that guy that always didn't have friends and everything. And I mean, I told him all that, you know, in the video. I said, you know, you're getting off on, you know, the popularity and everything. And, you know, you're not being a dad, you're being a sperm donor. I mean, you know, I mean, the video is not nice at all. But I think that's the way you have to talk to Seth. I don't think you can say, "Oh, honey, let's sit down and do this right." I think you have to say, I think you have to, I don't want to say stoop to Seth's level because I would hope I could never do that. But do you see what I'm saying, though? I think there's a mentality that you have to use that would get through to him, and I don't think it's niceness.
no, I think Seth is right where Seth belongs. I think all the good people, all the professional people, all the genuine people have been chased away because that's everything Seth is not. He's not genuine. He's not professional. He's a jerk, quite frankly. And I think for that reason alone, these good people have left, and he is now surrounded with the people he's meant to be surrounded with. Birds of a feather will always flock together, and Seth has found his birds. This is his tribe, and I think he fits right in with them. You got him saying, like, and like Tony said, I'm the boss. Yeah, because he wants a group of yes men. He wants a group of people that are going to wipe his ass and pat his ass and tell him what a great guy he is. But unfortunately, he's not that great guy. And the people that were originally doing that have woken up to the fact that, well, this was all a facade. He's not this great guy. He wasn't this great dad. He wasn't this great husband. He was nothing more than what we see now. This is him. This is who Seth is. It never takes long. He's still
Oh,
in LA. Sorry.
I 100% agree. The only problem is they lost Sebastian in the middle of it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I mean, Seth, go and do what you want to do, be a POS, all you want to be, you know, live your great, cruddy life and live long and prosper. But can you put Sebastian back out there in the front?
Well, I think if we go back to the beginning, Seth has never put Sebastian in front. I think when you go back with our eyes opened, which is what some of us have done from day one, and we got a lot of shit for it. But if these people that always thought that, you know, Seth was out here for Sebastian, what a great dad he was, if they go and revisit everything with their new perspective on Seth, they'll see that this is what he's always been. It's never been about Sebastian with Seth, in my
Right.
opinion, anyway.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree. 100% I agree. You know, and I mean, well, I mean, I don't, well, I don't know if anybody has ever searched into the past of offenses of others kin to him, but if you have, then you pretty much know the mentality that he comes from.
Oh, I haven't. No, I don't know anything about it, but I was told several times to look at Seth's reports with work that there are
Uh,
negative reports against him with work. I've never done it. I don't even know how to do it, but I believe it without even seeing it because I believe what I see with Seth. I'm sorry, but I'm a former addict. I've been in trouble with the law. I know people like Seth. I can smell him. It's written all over him.
well, congratulations on your recovery. I am 12 years meth free, so congratulations.
Congratulations to you. 12 years. Wow.
And and you are absolutely right. We can see people that, we see things that other people don't see because I'll admit it, I was that person.
I always say it's like drug addicts have a radar for other drug addicts, right?
Yes.
Like we kind of spot them out. And he does walk around like he's a celebrity. He had to stand in front of his mom while his mom was speaking with cameras on them. There's cameras out there on the bridge. Everybody's lined up against the railings, but Seth has to step out and be center front. Seth loves being in the spotlight. Well, here you are, Seth. We got you in the spotlight. What's the problem now? It's not the
Exactly.
light you wanted.
And the thing about it is, and maybe that's one of the reasons that I reached out to Seth, and you really, I really didn't think about it. Number one was, because I understand losing a child, and it really, how do I say this? Heck, I'm not even going to try to be politically correct. You don't seem like the person that really cares about that. But the thing about it is, I know the grief of losing my child, and it makes me so sick for him to even act like he has an ounce of grief. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I'm sure you've picked it up. And when you notice when Seth's time of grief comes in is always after he puts his foot in his mouth.
Right. And the thing, but I think too, what I picked up on now is, maybe I'm that recovering drug addict that was like, okay, maybe that's another connection that maybe I should reach out, and because usually I wouldn't do that, but the thing about it is just doing something that could say something is good inside him, but I don't think we can dig that deep to even get to the good.
If there is any much good to be had.
Right.
He completely lost me when he said, I wasn't giving my son prescription medications, but he himself has no problem taking prescription medications. That's where I was like, okay, you're one of those, right? Like he's when he made the joke about somebody's sexuality, he, she, it, I don't want to insult it. Listen, I'm not politically correct, but I'm fucking respectful. When this man comes up here and he's telling us all that this is the piece of shit he is, that this is how he feels, listen to him. He was
right.
Me, I take away that he was embarrassed that his son needed diapers. I'm not going to put diapers on my son.
Yes.
That stuck out to me.
Oh yeah, he's definitely one of those that would think that his son was defective. It wouldn't be. I don't see any kind of discernment or care or nurturing or anything like that. When he made the statement about the chest plate being a choice, well, he don't want to wear it, so he'll just have to suffer the consequences. Dude, what are you talking about? If he don't wear the chest plate and he gets hurt, you're talking about, it could really harm him.
Right.
But he doesn't want that son that's walking around with a chest plate.
Well, and he also made the comment about, when, if he wanted to stay up all night, I let him stay up all night. But, if you got things to do the next day, I'm waking you up for them. Kids got to learn the hard way. So on one hand, he's the type of parent that takes that stance, but on the other, he wants us to believe that he gave him sleepy time tea and had him on this schedule and will put him, and it's like, well, which one is it, Seth? Were you the father that was kind of like learn it the hard way? Or were you the dad that gave guidance and structure to make sure they didn't learn the hard way? You can't figure it out. Depends which one you're listening to, which Seth you're getting.
I guess when you're raised with somebody that blew up a house, you maybe didn't get all that attention when you was growing up.
That's really that's like legitimate.
Yes.
I don't know.
I have the record.
Wow.
I mean, and I mean, that's, I mean, you could deep dive Seth, but I don't care enough to do that, I mean, and that's the thing about it is, I mean, and that's what I told him yesterday. Right now, you look like a sperm donor. I wouldn't even call you a dad right now,
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not saying that, Katie and Chris have done everything correct, but I'm going to tell you this, they've done a whole lot more right than they've done wrong.
As
And
as schools, yeah.
they have not done anything to interfere with finding Sebastian or to, sidestep Sebastian or anything like that, And I mean, and to be honest, I don't give a damn about none of them. I mean, it should be about Sebastian. I mean, when David died, I had the choice of either wallowing around in it or I could give my son's death purpose and I can tell his story of his struggle with addiction, and give back. And so what I was trying to get through to Seth was we have those left behind and any money from merchandise that comes through, we put it on Dabo's kennels and put kennels at rehab centers so they can take their dogs. And that's what I was trying to put through to him is the money you've got coming in, you could do good for Sebastian. I asked him, how much gas do you need? You're not even searching for him.
Right.
I mean, what do you need the money for? And I mean, and I know he'll never see it. And maybe I did the video to vent and get it out of my system. You know what I'm saying? I'll take that, but the thing about it is Tony, I'm going to watch for Tony on TikTok because my David's story that I tell is on TikTok. I've spent probably 3 years on TikTok with that. And so, I mean, I'll go on TikTok and wait on him to come live. And I'm going to see if he'll let me up on the panel. I mean, because, I mean, I would not even put myself out there as any kind of advisor or anything like that because, oh my God, if that's what advisors do, we're all screwed.
Yeah. No, he's just some guy with extra time on his hands that has found a way to latch on to these grieving families. That's what Tony is, in my opinion.
I also put that in there because, and that's the nail on the head right there. If there is a piece of shit out there that wants to take advantage of somebody, you can guarantee they're going to look for that mom or dad that's in distress from either a missing child or just lost a child or anything like that, because we are vulnerable at that time.
Right.
And hey, I even understand doing everything possible to get Sebastian's name out there, going on all the shows and all this, But the thing about it is when it turns into, I want to get paid for my interviews, man, screw you. You should be paying other people to get your son's name out there. Not you getting paid.
Well, and to be fair, we don't know if that actually came from him, but that, I mean, if that is the case, yeah, that would be a very weird statement to even make. Oh, Jane, thank you so much. What do addiction have to do with Sebastian? Nothing. But if Seth Rogers is an addict, that has a lot to do with everything. I mean, the same way people dug into Katie and Chris's ex-wives and all these things. If all that has a play in it, then so does Seth Rogers and his current and past behaviors. And I think the fact that Seth has no problem taking prescription drugs himself, but saying he won't give them to his son who needs them. Can you imagine, twice a month coming off your medications for 2 to 3 days and then being put back on them? That's not okay. That is not okay for a child to have to experience that.
Well, I mean, and the thing about it is addiction. I mean, as an addict, I will tell you right now, we're smart. We're very smart.
Yeah.
I mean, we can figure out a way to get what we need. And I'll tell anybody and everybody, justification and rationalization. I can justify and rationalize a peanut butter and jelly sandwich not having jelly on it.
Yeah.
We can make anything fit to our narrative and what we need. And it may not even be what we need, what we want.
I just think it's weird that this far in, Seth is still pushing for money. Like Tony's sharing Seth's Cash App and saying like for Father's Day month for the entire month so he can treat himself. How
Right.
much more treating does Seth Rogers need?
Right. Well, here's my question, and I don't know who he was talking to at the time. The biggest statement that he made, and God knows he has made so many, but during talking about his missing son and everything, he comes in and he talks about homeless encampments and how they take care of their kids and they protect the kids.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are you talking about a homeless encampment during an interview about your missing son? And I was like, oh my God.
Because he's implying.
Do we need to go search homeless encampments?
And then he went on to say that that's the first place his mother searched.
Exactly.
The first place Robin searched was homeless encampments. He's bizarre. The guy says weird things.
But what? Come on. I mean, it took David 5 days. He was in the hospital 5 days. At any time during those 5 days, why would anything that bizarre even come in my head?
Right.
I mean, and I'm not at all saying that Sebastian's gone forever. I pray to God that they get to hold that baby again. And I know he's not a baby, but he's a baby. And I'm sorry. But, that's the thing about it is, I'll do this from a mama's point of view, is you've got a mama out there that may not ever hold her child again.
Yeah.
And that's what everybody in the Seth world has lost focus of, is that they may not ever hold him again.
Because it sounds to me like Seth would be okay with Katie never holding Sebastian again.
Oh, definitely. And I mean, that's the thing about it. When I sit there, I think it was Nonsense, and oh my gosh, I mean, Nonsense. I don't know. I don't even know if she's in the chat, but like Nonsense and you, I mean, y'all like have super capes or something. I mean, y'all are like, I don't know, the balls y'all have, I respect so much,
Well, thank you.
And the thing about it is you do it in a way that is factual. It's not just bashing. It's not, you know what I'm saying? You don't get off on just bashing somebody. You're bringing facts up and stuff like that. And when I heard that it was February the 26th about the divorce and the day he went missing.
Yep.
And then when when the anger came out and everything, I was like, what is the best revenge? I mean, the best revenge is her not having him,
Right.
And especially if she went down for it. Hell, that's just icing on the cake if she went down for it.
It's actually concerning how much enjoyment Seth has taken and seeking revenge on Katie after all these years.
Yes. I mean, and I mean, I'll be honest with you. I know that everybody, because anybody I talk to, they're like, he was at work. He was at work. I know he was at work. But I also know that you can teach a child, okay, at this time, we're going to walk out the door and you're going to go and sit for a couple hours on this log over here, and that's hypothetical, 100% hypothetical. I said it, not Granny.
Right. No, I mean, there's so many because different paths we can take as to what took place. And the fact of the matter is Chris was also at work that day, and they all passed out lie detectors. So
right.
I keep going back to that Sebastian left the house. He left the house because he knew he was set to go live with his dad. He didn't want to go live with his dad. He didn't want to do online schooling. He likely heard something on the phone that night, overheard his mom and Chris, and he ran out the door. That's what I think took place.
I mean, I do. I mean, I honestly believe that he left on his own. And the thing, and that's a really good, he probably did hear something,
Mm-hmm.
But we'll go with that. That's easier to go with.
Yeah, that's a fact that Sebastian was last seen with Katie. Yep. And it's also a fact that Katie passed lie detector tests. So both facts are facts.
Yeah, I mean that's so sad that that's what everybody picks up on though, is that she's the last one, you know. Be oh, I could say so much, but I won't.
Being the last one doesn't make you guilty of anything. I mean, there's
Exactly.
so many children disappear all the time. They do. It's
Just
unfortunate. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of kids that there's no answers where they are, how it happened, where they went. It doesn't mean that because she was last to see Sebastian that she did something to him. It doesn't mean that.
well, I mean, you know, if being the last one to see him makes you guilty, you know, then I mean, why does him being at work just automatically make him innocent if we can't?
Right.
I mean, you know, I mean, it can go both ways. I mean, you know, and just because she went to bed and he went to bed and he wasn't there the next morning, I mean, okay, fine. Sometimes you can sit there and go, yeah, right. But if you really think about it, if one of my kids got up during the night and went out the door and I'm asleep, how would I know that until
Well,
the next morning?
how many times have any of us snuck out of the house as teenagers? I used to do it faithfully.
Oh, well, let me tell you, I did it, but my room was upstairs and I had one of those chain ladders.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so when I came home, my chain ladder was gone.
Oh, you got caught.
Oh yeah, I had to knock on the front door.
Oh. Why have they not gone any larger news channels? But they have. They've gone on all of them. And the more they go on them, the more conspiracies fly.
Yeah. They watch every move, every eyelash. I mean, you know, if people would sit
Right.
there and watch Seth the way that they watch them and
Yeah.
listen to everything that Seth says, you know, I mean, golly, the stuff he says. I mean,
It's
I
unreal.
cringe. It makes me cringe.
Well, Cupcake, if I'm understanding correctly, he didn't need to lock the door behind him. It locks on its own. Like it's one of those code locks. So I don't know. Prior workplace for violence and victim took out restraining order. I did not know that, Gene. Do you have proof of that you could email me? The gas station clerk was the last person to see him. Does that mean it was her? Right. That's why. That's just so. It's a silly perspective to take. I mean, there's many cold cases and many situations where just because you're the last to see somebody doesn't mean you're involved in anything.
Right.
He does speak of
Well,
them.
I'm not gonna hold your chat up, and I want you to know how much I appreciate you and everything, but I
But I
mean,
want you to know how sorry I am for your loss and how proud I am for your recovery.
well, you know, I used to say that I would never say that I was blessed, but I'm blessed to be my son's voice. And the thing about it is David's death will reach more people than his life ever would.
That's an amazing way to look at it. I'm proud that you found comfort and some type of way in recovery for yourself in it, and you spread the word about addiction and recovery. Thank you for doing that.
Well, you know, the thing about it is I could either give David's death purpose or let him lay over there in the cold ground for nothing.
Right.
And it was my responsibility to make sure that he's not gone for nothing. You know, and I'm not one of these that has ever like questioned God about it or anything like that. And a lot of mamas don't understand it when I say it. But God didn't take my son. My son's free will took him.
Mm.
You know, and it took me a while to understand that because it was easier to blame everybody else, you know. And I'm not saying as an addict that we have choices, because when you're in the throes of addiction, as David was at the time, you don't think about the consequences, you know, of, oh, this could happen to me. And at the time, you're willing to take that chance, you know.
Right.
And I mean, people that's never been through it don't understand that, you know, they think that you can just stop. And I've always said that maybe recovery is the wrong word, because when people hear recovery, they think that you're healed and you're, you know, you're good. And, you know, I always say that it's sort of like being in a, oh my gosh, what is that? When your cancer is in remission. I think remission is a better word, because that's the way I look at it, as my addiction is in remission. It can come back anytime.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, it's true. That's true, because people
You
find
know.
comfort in the word recovered, and you're not necessarily recovered. I agree with that.
Exactly. I mean, I'm one bad decision from going right back to where I was.
Yes, agree.
And right now, with the way it is, I mean, we lose somebody every 11 minutes.
Yeah. It's horrible.
And, you know, that's the thing about it. And if you think about it, and this is for, and I may be getting off the subject, but if you ever want to think about how many people are losing their lives to addiction, set your clock to go off every 11 minutes
Mm.
and see how long you can listen to that.
Yeah. That's
I
sad.
mean, yeah. But I do appreciate y'all. I think your community is outstanding and wonderful. They've always been nice, polite, and everything, you know. And I do so appreciate y'all. And I mean, just always remember, you know, that just always be kind to everybody. And, you know, I'll tell anybody, always say I love you.
That's amazing.
So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming up. That's sad when you have to hear and listen to a mother that's lost a child. That's tough. I couldn't even. I'm so grateful I survived. I'll tell you that. I'm sure my parents were as well. I couldn't even fathom. JLR did not get a cease and desist. So, not yet. Not yet, anyway. Watch Seth will play a role in Sebastian return. In my opinion, knows where he is. And praise Sebastian. A lot of people feel like that was meant to be the storyline. That was what was supposed to happen, and something went wrong somewhere along the line. Because if you go back and listen, when Seth was over on Dolly's panel that one time, right before Easter, he was very giddy. He was happy. He was very he made it like a game, right? He made it like it was a puzzling game. Like, you're just not asking the right questions, and you know, he made it like he knew something. And then he even said as much. An Easter miracle. So, you know, some people are conspirizing that maybe he was set to get Sebastian back, and then something happened, and if he had anything to do with it. But yes, there's plenty of cases that the people come out here looking innocent, and they have alibis, and they claim they don't know, and then you find out they hired somebody, or they did know, they just didn't do the deed themselves, so they would pass a lie detector. I'm not saying that's what happened with Seth, because I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that Sebastian Rogers left his house February 26th and hasn't been seen since. That is literally the only fact any of us have at this moment. It's just that. Yeah, you're not asking the right questions with a smirk and smile in his eyes. Duper's delight. It very much came across that way. And I don't know. I'm sorry for your loss, Robin. I couldn't even fathom. I couldn't. I just watched that video of the mother, the Srilla girl that they say crashed her car intentionally to you know, end the life of her and her boyfriend and his friend that was in the car. And I just, my God, I was set to go get a haircut, and I was watching that video. I just couldn't stop crying. I couldn't even get myself together to get the haircut. I don't want to ever experience what that is like. Thank you so much, Annie. And the Seth groupies came at me from every direction. Really, Gene? I believe that. Sandex has proven to pass a poly? Really? Well, I do know if you believe you're telling the truth, and some people are psychotic enough to do that they can pass. So, I don't know. That's why polygraphs are not admissible in court, right? So even though all three passed polygraphs allegedly, doesn't mean anything. I hope any which way this goes, Sebastian comes home, and I hope when he comes home, he doesn't come home to all of this, right? I hope if there's ever a time where these parents can co-parent again and come together again, it will be upon Sebastian's return. Oh, 994, we're still fighting because he's appealing his last sentence. Oh, Robin, I'm so sorry. I think that as well. I think Seth is starting to he's getting worried, right? He was riding the train. He was, front and center, and everybody had him on his pedestal. And like we suspected, they kicked the pedestal from underneath him. And now he wants everybody to shut up. Well, you caused this, Seth. You caused this, Tony. And the people aren't going to shut up now. But I'm going to shut up for now because I've had enough. I appreciate you all being here with me today. If you haven't, would you please hit the thumbs up? We are starting summer vacation. I'm excited. I got a lot of things to get together. I got to go food shopping. Anybody else's kids, when they get off of school, suddenly they have to eat like every, 20 minutes or so. It's like, wait a minute, I don't know who it was that was talking. I'm sorry for your loss. Congratulations on your recovery. We're all one bad decision away. You're very strong. Amen. Absolutely agree. See your parents like that. It drives me. It's like, what the hell? You know what I mean? Go away. I can't. I am not prepared for this, but we have to be. So that is my day is looking exciting. He has Blue Bunker. I swear he grows like half a foot every time he wakes up. The kid's almost taller than me. I can't believe it. We were, Gary, and people didn't like it. And those same people that judged us, they're now over in the same chats that are doing it, and they don't have any judgment to put on them, right? Keep that energy across the board. 130 on fruits and vegetables. See, I can't. The price of everything is insane. It's insane. It's like your total is $400 and you walk out with 2 bags. When did this happen? That's why I like growing my own veggies. And if you have any space and it doesn't require much at all, plant some seeds and grow your own. It's a lot of fun. It's amazing to see it grow. It's a lot of fun to go, with your kids, grandkids, by yourself and go pick off the things that you yourself grow. It's amazing. I recommend everybody do it. But I will hopefully see you all back here tomorrow. I hope you enjoy your Friday. I hope you have a great weekend. But the economy is fine. Yeah, right. Yeah, did she show it, Trevor Lee? She said hers was by email. So far, it's just Michaela and Clue both received C&Ds. Now, they are the closest, so they would get them the fastest. Doesn't mean nobody else is getting them. They did say 50 of them. Oh, she did show it? Okay. Did they show it publicly? Like, am I allowed to show it? Or T-Rev did show it. Okay. Let's wait a second. We'll see this. You guys ever watch those weird channels that do like the weird noise things? I was going through like YouTube lives. Like I was just clicking through them and some lady came up and she was like tapping her teeth. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? It just made me think of it because I just tapped the box on here. But that like they sit there and they whisper like this and they tap their teeth. And I'm like, what? How do people sit here and watch this stuff? That she was like brushing the microphone with like a makeup brush. So bizarre. All right, let's see. We got it. Thank you, Trevor, for sending this to me. Let's pull this up and let's check it out. Yeah, but how do people find enjoyment in it? I don't. I just think it's weird to me. I don't know, but there was people. I caught myself watching long enough that I'm like, this is a little odd, but I was watching, so I was memorizing. Don't give out the attorney's information. Okay. Oh, okay. I won't give out the attorney. Oh, yeah, the attorney's not listed on here. Why does it always do this? I feel like my email takes really long. The body cam footage when they told that mother what happened to her son. Don't think I ever heard a sound like that before. Oh, it broke me. Don't F with unicorns. The family agreed to put that out there, though, so people know the impact of situations like that and how so many people get hurt by it. Now, I did see over on Drippy Drop Clowny Guy that he's trying to claim that she's innocent. I don't know. I didn't look enough into it, but I seen that he had this whole thing about, oh, she's innocent being framed. Oh. What the hell? Why isn't this going through? Well, no, I mean, they blocked the attorney off. It's not that there's no attorney. They blocked it off. Sorry, I don't know why my email's taking forever. Let me try it this way. Hope Seth has saved some of that GoFundMe money because he's going to need it because he'll be sued right back. I'm telling you, I know without a doubt that JLR will take this. Like he's up for the challenge type of thing. My little broke ass over here, you can take me all you want. I don't got nothing to give you. And I'm not going to shut up. Clue has permission from the mom and dad, so she don't have to shut up. I sent this to myself 10 times and it's still not showing up in my email. Thank you so much, Sandy. I hope you have a great day. I don't like the sound ASMRs, but I love the visual ones with thunderstorms and rain. I did like 5 times, Annie. You know what I love, Day Tripper? I have to show you guys. There's this music station I listen to, and it's like, you're back in 1969. Your parents are having a party. That type of thing. And they have a whole ass community because some people are like, oh, I'm over at the cafe. And they're like, oh, I'll meet you at the cafe. Then my nosy ass is going to follow these people to the cafe. It's like a whole little world. Right. Like him or hate, he spent his time in jail wisely. I'll tell you that. All right. Well, I'll wait for this to come up. Good golly. I've exited and refreshed like 100 times. I sent it to myself like 100 times. Can you email it to me? No, he didn't get one. I asked him. Trevor Lee, would you mind emailing it? You did? See, why the hell ain't it coming up? Oh, there it is. Came up for you. Thank you. It says Seth Rogers sent some toilet paper to his ex, Michaela. Damn, they put Michaela's full name out there. I'm going to block that out too. Well, some were saying nonsense at $5 a pop just to mail it. Hell, I don't know. All right, so here it is. Dear Miss Blank, please be advised that I represent Mr. Seth Rogers. Please let this letter serve as a formal notice to cease and desist any and all activity of dismissment, whatever, of information pertaining to Sebastian Rogers. But why to Sebastian? Let me take my headphones off. Why are we stopping speaking about Sebastian? 1 minute we'll be on the East Coast, then wake up and he's on the West Coast. I think he has like a magic transporter. Good golly. Specifically, any and all information surrounding the disappearance and efforts to locate Sebastian Rogers. My client has been informed you are engaged in such behavior without his express written or oral consent. If you have obtained any documents, recordings, or other information pertaining to the disappearance of and or efforts to locate Sebastian Rogers, you have obtained said information without the consent of Seth. Oh, Lord. Who do they think they are? Well, forget the fact that some were deceased. The fact is he studied law books, right? I mean, what do you guys think? What does everybody think of this? It's literally saying, don't speak about the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers. I don't know about that, Seth. I think you're real shitty for this one. This guy's ego is so inflated he can't see in any direction clearly but down. Pertaining to Sebastian Rogers, only person to defame Sebastian is Seth. That's what I said. Is there even? This is the one that Michaela got. Yes, this is Michaela's email cease and desist. I don't know. I think he's making a big mistake here. I think this is going to backfire. I think even people that like Seth are not taking kindly to this. It's the way it's written. It's weird to me. Why would you want people to stop speaking on Sebastian, on his disappearance and his search efforts? I think that is ridiculous. I think you have something to hide if you're trying to stop people from that. I don't think it's going to work. Couldn't they just go and get written permission from his parents? I don't know. I don't like this. This is Michaela's. It is a whole fucking joke. And this one can't even be used as toilet paper because it was sent via email. Drippity drop guy. So it's not a defamation. It's to stop them from sharing any written information they may have about his disappearance, such as any text or emails. Right, Freezer Burnt. How is this helping find Sebastian, Seth? Well, it doesn't say. It says if you have obtained any documents, recordings, or other information pertaining to the disappearance. Yeah, he has no case. Absolutely none. What about the fact that Michaela received the recording from Seth Rogers? What about that? Hey, Autumn. The recording that she received of Chris Proudfoot speaking with the PI came from Seth Rogers. And you put that all out there. You wanted that to rotate out there. But again, now that people are waking up to who you are and the slimy shit you've been up to, now you want to silence people? Put a 1 in the chat if you think he has no case. Put a 2 if you think he does have legal standing. I'm curious how many people think he has a case. Say anything about looking for Sebastian. Right, that's what I'm saying. Fuck that. That's bullshit. The lady behind the bonfire merch shop spoke out. She was put up to it by Seth's sister, the same sister behind the GoFundMe. Confirmed, all proceeds go to Seth via his sister. So the shop that says justice for Sebastian, that was made up by his sister. Some 2s going up. That's interesting. A lot of 1s, but some 2s. Well, here's the thing. You're right, my crime time, but the fact, again, that this was acknowledged as being received, you don't have to have it certified. They're admitting that they received it. He's not going to have a case. I don't know who told him he would. Betty? Tony? But I don't think you have a case here, sir. Well, the fact is he gave her the recording to put out there, right? Yeah, $35. Listen, the price of the t-shirts, whatever. The sweatshirt was a reasonable price, but they say justice. Justice for Sebastian. Does Seth Rogers' family know something we don't? Why is it justice and not, the search or awareness? It's a one-party state. Justice. What do the Proudfoots know is what I want to know. Why do you need so much money? Does Seth Rogers need his own attorney for different reasons? Oh, Miss Robin. Robin. What is kids' life safe? Hold on. What am I looking at here? Speed limit. Threatened to burn or bomb burning, destroying a dwelling, parked in a handicap zone. Ooh, you's a bitch, Robin. Threat, what? 2003, Seth Rogers' mom, Robin Rogers, it reminds me of that every time. It reminds me of the cartoon, the commercial. Red Robins. Sure enough, did get a felony charge for burning and destroying a dwelling. She was found guilty. Sentence, additional info, suspended sentence, 5 years. Court costs of 7, that's low court costs. Probation, max years of 15 years. Yeah. I sent those out. That's what I said. They'd all be saying, what are you trying to hide? What are you trying to hide? The whole family's crazy. He's so jealous of Chris and Katie's relationship that it's made him go nuts. It looks like the correct one. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it has the relatives. Seth Robert Rogers is their first generation, 43 years old. Robin is 67. Yeah, it's the correct Robin. Now, listen, does the mother's record really matter? No, it doesn't. I'm just being petty right now. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter any more than Katie's mother mattered. It doesn't reflect onto Seth any more than Katie's mother's crimes reflected onto Katie. It's just interesting. It's just interesting that she's out here saying things like she knew Sebastian was being abused and she kept this secret because he asked her to. And all of that's just interesting. Right, that's what I mean. Like they all put that out there. He played a part in it. He had fun, putting it all out there. He was secretly emailing creators things to put out. Oh, don't get that, Nelly. That's a whole ass wasp. Hold on. That thing will sting you, Nelly. Hold on, I gotta risk my life really quick to save my cat. Watch out. Oh my God. It's gonna sting me. Get out. Oh, I got it. 1 second, please. I am, Jet. I survived. Insurance fraud. It would say that, though, wouldn't it? Robin told people to dig into Katie's past, but she then asked people to stop because she didn't want anyone digging into her family. Like mother, like son, right? All's good in the hood so long as you're going out the other side. No, not JLR. Robin. First in July, it was a threat to burn bomb. And then in August, it was burn and destroying dwelling. I don't know. That's weird stuff, guys. It's weird stuff. That's all. Yeah, it's that part for me. If this just said, like, stop speaking on me, stop, insulting me and speculating on me, fine. Okay. But the fact of the matter is, this says, stop speaking about the disappearance and efforts to locate Sebastian Rogers. That's the part I don't like. This is a man who's told all of us, I do anything to get my son back. I do anything. I take help from anybody. And here he is now telling people to shut up and not help. And he's been saying that for a while. He told Trevor Lee, back down, boy. You're out of your league. He insulted JLR and Magnolia. I don't know what he said to her, but it was enough to have the woman in tears. That's a problem. He's told Chloe and Heather to back off. He's insulted EquuSearch. He's insulted the FBI, the local police. All the professionals around Seth Rogers, he has told to stop. What are you hiding, Seth? What are you hiding? Right, he told the public to F off. He's coming up shadier and shadier as the day goes by. It's the way it's written, Annie. Stop speaking on my son. He's not in the spotlight like he wants to be now. People are questioning him now, so he feels back into a corner, and now he's sending out legal threats. He has hindered the search from the get-go. Money is most important to this family. Insurance fraud, GoFundMe, merch proceeds, go to Seth. Money, money, money. Me, money, money, money. I agree with you, Joe Madre. Oh, man, poor Sebastian is right. I just... Listen, we're going to stay on top of this. We're going to find out who else is getting cease and desist. We're going to keep an eye on what's going on as far as that all goes. But this right here, this is too much. This isn't helping Sebastian. This is harming him. This is harming him. And I can't believe that the biological father is the one doing this. Stop searching for my son. Stop speaking on my son. You're out of your league. Well, you know what? Seth, you should be thankful. Anybody, if they're the game you have turned your son's disappearance into, you should be thankful that anybody is speaking at all. You have chased people away left and right. It's despicable. Good thing most people in this chat are here for Sebastian and not for you, Seth. So take your C&Ds and shove them right up in your ass. Nobody's worried about them. On February 26, 2024, an Amber Alert went out for 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers. Sebastian is white, 5'5", 120 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. Sebastian was last seen wearing a black long-sleeve shirt, black sweatpants, and glasses. He has a medical condition that may impair his ability to return safely without assistance. If you have seen Sebastian or have information regarding his whereabouts, please contact the Sumner County Emergency Center or TBI at 1-800-TBI-FIND. Let's take this moment to pray for Sebastian's safe return.